come and keep me on your mind, 'cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance. Engineered for predictable handling and stability, the RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
I'm Ryan Turk, and I'm super proud to announce Rain-X's all-new wiper blade design, the Turkin SUV Heavy Duty Series.
Whoa, whoa, cut! Ryan, it's the truck and SUV blade. It says it right there.
These new blades are specifically designed for truck and SUV windshields. They're tougher and built for rugged weather. Like I said, the all-new Rain-X truck and SUV blade, engineered not to be turked in tough conditions and built for your truck or SUV. Get a pair today, only at AutoZone. I mean, I still like the idea of a Turkin SUV blade.
The feeling of drifting a car sideways, it is the ultimate form of car control.
It's the calm before the storm, and it's about to go down. It's going to be a dogfight.
And clean start, here we go.
You take that breath and you kind of hold it for one split second. And then let's go, let's do this.
I think what the judges want is an all-out battle every single time.
Since I've been doing this for so long and I haven't won a championship, I've come close multiple times. You just got to do one event at a time, one day at a time, but do I want to? No.
Are you ready to send it?
That look on this face right there, that's game time. I'm going to try to take it all.
Look at that, Osbo. You can't count anybody out. Oh my goodness, holy banana cakes.
Oh my goodness, this will give you massive anxiety.
Jesus Christ, back up my blood flowing.
It's time to turn it up. We need to stay within striking distance of this championship.
I've won the championship twice now, 2015 and 2021. Going back to back, well, puts me in a very elite club. I think we can do it.
Look at that.
Final round of Formula Drift begins with the sun's out, guns out. Irwindale Speedway, more affectionately known as the House of Drift. Smiles among fans, tires are burned, and of course, a champion will be crowned. That's right, it is the Type S title fight presented by AutoZone. We are at the House of Drift. The title fight because a title, a champion, will be crowned here in our 2022 season. There are some contenders to win the event and also, of course, to win the championship. This is the House of Drift. We're going to see an action-packed event here this weekend, but it starts things off with qualifying. You can see the iconic bank going to that second inner bank, the stands lining, the smoke in the sky, and the Type S lights are on. Irwindale Speedway playing host. I'm Jared Dienda. Joining me once again here in the booth is Ryan Lontaine. Ryan Lontaine from Canada. been a long-time judge. How many years again?
2011, Jared.
2011. My gosh, do the math. What is that? Carry the one?
So
Okay.
many years.
Yeah, it's so many years. 11 years, obviously. Do the math. But it's great to have you here next to me, Ryan, and just building up the anticipation. What do you expect here at Irwindale?
Oh, this is going to be awesome, Jared.
Yeah?
There's a lot of excitement here. Looking at the standings right now, where the drivers are all situated in the championship battle, race, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of sparks flying this weekend.
Sweet.
A lot of excitement.
Exactly.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Pro knockout qualifying is today, and as you said, Ryan, there's the round, but the championship, I think that's what a lot of people are excited for. Will it be a back-to-back contender in Frederick Osbo, as he's currently sitting at second, or is it Matt Field? Matt Field leads the pack. Now, keep in mind, he has not won an event this year. The diversity is what we really celebrate. He's focused. His mind, it's a game of inches. The inches in between his ears and between the wall. Freddie Osbo, 14 points behind. What do you think?
Yeah, you watch Matt Field there watching some runs that somebody sent him, probably from up in the spotters tower here, analyzing where his car's positioned, what he's doing, what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, what he needs to fix, and what he needs to capitalize on here to win this round.
14 points behind was Frederick Osbo. And Chelsea has 492 points. He needs some things to happen. 40, and looks like 40 points behind. Chris Forsberg sitting in fourth. And then you got Ryan Turk with that all-silver livery, celebrating the Rain X truck wipers. Got the diamond plate on the roof, shine bright like a diamond. We'll see how he does. Those are your top 5 drivers. Talking about the top 3 is really where the conversation's at. And you can see the numbers, do the math. You can see, 58, plus 8, so 66 points behind, I believe. So, something really crazy needs to happen in order for the 3 through 5, Chelsea, Chris, and Turk, if they need to jump up. What scenario is ideal for you? Somebody asked me this the other day. Because there's the points at stake. What would you like to see? How would you like the event to unfold?
I just want to see clean battles. I want to see the winner be the one that fought through this. I don't want to see cars breaking, crashes, and things like that. I really want to see full battles where we truly get to decide who did the better job in the lead and the chase position and who really deserves to win this round, each round of battle plus the round plus the championship.
We're talking, between Matt Field and Frederick Osbo, 1 and 2, 14 points. So now more than ever, those knockout qualifying points, 3 points for first in qualifying position, 2 points for second, and obviously 1 point for third. That could come into play. So our qualifying leaderboard there, we start from the top and work our way to the bottom, and we've seen it come down to 1 point. And people think that Formula Drift is scripted, and this is the exact reason why. When Von Gittin Jr. got his championship a couple years ago, it came down to the final battle, and it went one more times. So it's insane. 7 events, 7 different winners, and look at the variety there. 3 of those guys have never won an event. Look at that. That's crazy.
It's a really challenging year, I think, for everybody. The drivers are challenged, but the cars are operating at such a high level right now that a lot of cars are breaking and a lot of cars are being overdriven into hard barriers and things like that, causing them to drop out. But like you said, you can see these 7 different winners here, and it just proves the diversity in the chassis, the tires, the grip, the power, but also what's in the helmet, in the brain bucket.
Yeah, exactly. All right, before we go into more explanation and go to knockout qualifying, we bring in another member of our team. She is down in the pits. That's the Red Nickel. She's with a 3-time champion. That is Chris the Force Forsberg.
Hi, Jared. Hi, Ryan. Hello, everyone. So excited to be here for qualifying and standing next to Chris Forsberg, currently in 4th in the championship points. And you were talking about car setup and this track, and it's a little challenging right now.
Yeah, it actually is getting better, at least I think. I was talking to some of the other drivers during the little break that we had in the autograph session. And yeah, after that first practice, a lot of the guys are still struggling with their setup. I think that the track was very loose out by the walls, just the rubber, the marbles are starting to build up there, but a lot of actual rubber is being laid down on the medium-high line, and so if you weren't up on the wall, the car would be hooked up. And if you were on the wall, the car was very loose. And so I think the track finally came in, temps came down, and everyone's looking really good, and we're feeling really good too.
And the car right now is running really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our last 2 lead laps that we did were our 2 best laps, I would say, of the weekend. So we're trying to carry that momentum into qualifying. We were just chasing the setup in the first session. But yeah, it kind of all came together right at the right time.
So last round of the 2022 season, what's the strategy coming into Irwindale?
Irwindale's a funny place for me. It's kind of a checkers or wreckers type place for me. So we've had our best days and some low days here as well. But, we are sitting 4th in points, as you mentioned, and we are very close to the top 3. And that's our goal, is to try and get back into the top 3, get another silver cup. But yeah, it's going to be a tough battle. This is one of the gnarliest tracks out here, and there's already been a few cars in the wall.
Chris, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck. Jared, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Lorette. It's great to have Lorette get some insight, even just in qualifying, because, a champion is not going to be crowned. A winner isn't crowned in knockout qualifying, but those points are very critical. And I like to get kind of where the mindset, you can see the body language and what Chris is saying. He's pretty calm, but he has a goal that needs to be set, or, he has a goal that he wants to achieve, and he set that goal as his top 3. He knows he's kind of at a championship contender. But another thing that's on the line, Rookie of the Year. So you can see right there, Mike Power leads the pack with 311. Daniel Stuckey in the mix. Nick Novak, the CoroWorks BMW. Shout out to CoroWorks Tyler and the gang. Darren Kelly, look at that, a new car, rookie, a Kiwi, and then Ola Yeager. So back there quite a bit. So it's a real battle between Power and Stuckey. Did you see Power's stories, by the way? His truck got broken into, and then his truck got broken into night, and then the next night. It's a real bummer.
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row, man. So unfortunate for him, but knowing Mike, he's got a new livery. He's got the Type S on the side. Really cool kind of look. And it is confirmed that Toyota is the auto manufacturer, the Auto Cup champion. So congratulations to Toyota, as they are the 2022 Auto Cup champion. And you can see, obviously, with the results that we saw, Turk winning at round 1. He's had kind of a tumultuous year. Freddie going for not only back-to-back, but 3 championships overall. So, and we still do have a battle for the Tire Cup standing as well, which is always a great bragging right, just given that, you can see the standings there, Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't realize the points were that high in that specific
genre,
standing. 1,139 there. Nitto, Falcon at 1089. It's pretty close though. 2nd to 3rd at least. So interesting to see. I wonder how many points they get for winning a round.
We'll pull that up. All right, so let's take a look of our course preview. Thank you to Torque Drift. If you haven't downloaded, available for all of your devices. Download Torque Drift. And here's our Torque Drift course preview. The iconic track. If you don't know it, let's take a digital look at it. Ryan, walk us through it.
So getting the car to initiation, getting the car to angle there for outside zone number 1, you need to ride right up on the wall. You want to get your bumper on the wall, just kind of scrape it, rub it, but you don't want to use the wall as a barrier to keep you on the track. And then as you come off outside zone 1, you want to transition real quick for inside clip number 1. So let's watch the car rotate to angle here. You don't want to be running too much angle by inside clip 1 where you slow down, but you also don't want to run too much where you could blast right through there and kind of pull away from the chase driver. Nice big transition here, and it's important to only decelerate for outside zone 2 after the car is transitioned to the right angle for outside zone 2. Again, you want to run the wall with the bumper on the wall, come inside to inside clip number 2 here, and then you want to ride all the way out to driver's right. There's going to be a zone on the wall, outside zone number 3, and you want to make sure that you get your bumper close to the wall, again, but not bouncing off the wall. You just want to kind of graze it, just like Rad Dan's car did there in the Torque Drift preview.
Yeah, you don't want to affect and impede on the attitude of the vehicle, right? If the car gets absolutely disrupted, that's going to count against you. And we're talking about qualifying tomorrow. You don't want to slow, and you don't want to become kind of a block, and just there's many different facets. But that's tomorrow. Today, it's all about qualifying. It's all about getting the show, seeing where you land. Walk us through what we're looking at here: sectors, points available, and the criteria.
The sectors allow us to give points in specific areas on the track. Typically a big outside zone, like outside zone 1 here, we'll split into 2 and give it 2 sections of points. That way we can accurately give points to each part of that. And then inside clip 1 gets its own sector. Go to outside zone 2, 1 big sector there. Inside clip 2 gets a sector, and then outside zone 3. And you can see the points breakdown on the right side there for line and angle. 6, 6, 10, 6, 6, 6 for line, all 5s for angle. And then of course style style is looked at throughout the entirety of the course in terms of the X Factor style, and then you've got initiation and transitions in there as well. So you really want to see, I think Chris was saying for style, going into outside zone 2 is a major part of his style allocation. You want to make sure the car is going into outside zone 2 with speed and aggressiveness and not slowing down too early, making it look sort of risky going in there.
Here are K&N keys to success. Looking for drivers to get deep in those outside zones, obviously on that first big bank. Leave the outside zones where they end. Don't hang it out there to dry, because when it comes to head-to-head, you could impede on your chase vehicle. Tight to the inside clips, don't want to knock it over, and then decelerate.
The decelerate after the car is rotated for outside zone 2, that's a really important one. So that's going to be a big one for Chris, especially in style.
Chris Ewell, Ryan Lantain, obviously, and Brian Eggert. Those are our 3 judges. Line, angle, style. That's the criteria. That's what they're looking for. And you alternate, and the focus is on. You can see Odi Bakshis, who started out strong, and it seems to be just a trend for him. He's not in the fight for the championship, but he still is in the conversation as he sits 9th in points overall. Would love to gain some ground, and he's obviously a talented driver, but Ryan, you alternate as far as line, angle, style. What judge are you here this round?
I will be judging angle, Brian Eggert will be judging line, and Chris Ewell will be judging style.
Ryan and then style. So, yeah. All right, Ryan, Brian, and then you got Chris. All right, so again, there are the current standings. Look at how close it is from first to second, and then you can see Chelsea Nova, Forsberg, and Turk. So, you can see the difference, as Chris was saying. His goal, get into that top 3. He knows he's, mathematically, yes, but he would need those top 3. Turk, we'll see where he lands as well. He had kind of a tough year. Started out strong, had some big hits, most recently in Utah, brand new track for us. Got blinded by the smoke, went to that wall, and now he's rocking a new livery.
Looks good.
Yep, looks great. All right, here's our Pedal Commander burnout box. Matt Field, the Type S lights are on. You can see them, Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Also, Matt Field, notably, I don't know if you know, but he adopted a dog, him and his lovely wife, and he's actually raising some money. So please go to his Instagram. He's raising money for the Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser, as I'll get some more information on that and let you know. But basically, he's donating the Momo gloves that he's actually wearing. So there's going to be an auction, and the proceeds will go, again, to the Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser. Please go to Matt Field's page. And basically, since only 10% of all dogs born will ever find a permanent home, we want to make sure there are no new and unexpected litters abandoned at the shelter. So it's a great call to action. Go to his Instagram for more information. Here we go, Matt Field, the current points leader. Is he a champion? We'll find out tomorrow night. But right now, it's all about qualifying. He initiates, works his way to the top, and you can see now he's getting intimate with the wall. He's getting close and personal. Those Falcon tires go around. Here's that transition, nice. It wasn't really deep angle. A little bit of good transition out into that second outside zone. Great smoke, good consistent throttle. I mean, if you listen to it, I mean, he's got power. He's right there. I mean, that's a great way to start. That's a good indicator. It had all the makings, and I think right there, the big thing for Matt is just focus, round by round, and I think he's really focused on his mental game here this year, Ryan. What are your thoughts on this run?
Yeah, he had a little bobble right there after initiation. You can see him left foot braking, trying to get the car back to angle, so that's going to hurt him on the angle side of things. What I really want to focus on is the lift and throttle right here at inside clip number 1. That's a really big area that we have been very vocal, let's say, with the drivers in the briefing about really getting the car through that inside clip number 1 on throttle and then transitioning after the rotation for outside zone number 2. So you're going to hear me talk about that a lot tonight, and it's something that Chris, as the style judge, is going to be focusing on in a big way.
So a great run there by Matt Field. It's going to get him in the mix. What I'd really love to see is Freddie and Matt Field on opposite sides of the bracket. I think that would just paint a beautiful picture of them potentially meeting in the finals, if that's the case. Again, it's going to come down to mere points. And talk about a tumultuous season, but still, he's currently leading points, which is crazy. If you can recount back to round 1, him and coincidentally second in points, Frederick Osbo got into it, not physically, but more on the track, obviously. Matt Field transitioned in front of Freddie. Go back and we could roll that tape where he nicks the nose of it and goes into the wall. So again, Matt Field is donating his Momo gloves for a good cause. And as we are seeing K&N knockout qualifying scores are in, that's an 87. An 87 for Matt Field. So again, shelters in America are over capacity and overflowing with animals. Southern California shelters are especially in crisis, and the euthanization rates are up to over 300% because there's no space to house homeless or abandoned pets. Matt Field wants to change this. He's raising funds for Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary, a nonprofit based in Anza, California. So again, call to action. Thank you to Matt. Again, Drift Cave, Matt Field Skate Deck, all that. Right now, it's all eyes are on Frederick Osbo. Here comes Freddie in that Rockstar energy drink. Toyota GR Supra. You can see him jumping up there. No, didn't see any bobble there. Locked and loaded. You can see that Nitto tire. Absolutely counter steered. Good job by Freddie. See that quick glance, you see that left front tire coming to a halt in that second outside zone. Tight on that inside clip, and then that final outside zone. Could have been a little deeper there. And we see different iterations of the layout of this track. This one, you know, when it comes to head-to-head, I think there's a good setup because they're going to have enough tire on that second run when they go head-to-head that will create a good dynamic and competitive battle, Ryan?
Yeah, and it's going to look great as they finish directly at the crowd, which is pretty cool too. At initiation, nice initiation there from Osbo, getting the car to angle, really riding a high line. You can see no movement in the vehicle at all, just kind of set that angle and forget it. Good job on inside clip number 1. Got a nice transition right there, but a bobble as he approached outside zone number 2. Pretty nice line through outside zone 2, pretty tight on inside clip number 2. And then, like you said, in outside zone number 3, we'll have to see how Eggert scores that on the line. I'm not sure what his his parameters are, if that's going to be a full point situation or if he really wants that bumper right on that wall for full points. So that was a really smooth run from Osbo with one obvious mistake in angle and kind of vehicle attitude there as he was approaching outside zone number 2.
All right, Freddie waits. Freddie waits for his score. A few drivers missing from the event today, notably Federico Sharifo, the Triple F Drifting Department. Shout out to him. Just posted up something he's not in control of that caused him to unfortunately not be here. Here's our K&N Naka qualifying score, 91. A dominant showing there, a good run by Frederick Osbo, a 91. You can see 36, so missing 4 points there. Matt Field looks on. Looks cool, calm, and collected. And it's not just the chill out. You can see those tubes on that shirt, keeping him cool in the scenario. So Mr. Field, he's going to be in the show. Where he starts, who he's going to go against, TBD. All right, here's that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 Type S lights. You can see on the roof and under the car. Denofa currently sitting 3rd. Let's see what Denofa's got with this pony. Little transition, transfer into the bank. You can see that front left. Surprised it's not a little higher. Now, there you go. So hold on, Jared, hold my beer. Let's throw it up here. Past that first inside clip. That second outside zone, he dives in hard. Very great line there on that second outside zone. And slaps it into that final. Woo! What's interesting is he ended really strong. You know, again, it could have been higher earlier on. Not what I expected from Chelsea Denofa.
Yeah, that initiation didn't get himself lined up very well for outside zone number 1. As the car rotated, he had a really big flick. You saw him drop way down before he flicked the car up to angle on outside zone 1, but you can see that the car didn't end up where he wanted to, and he sort of had that low angle, low line situation going on. So right there, you can see it wasn't the aggressive initiation that we like to see. Low angle through the first portion of outside zone number 1 and a low line, but works the car up on the latter portion of outside zone 1, and then decent angle and line through inside clip 1, much deeper in outside zone 2, as you said, Jared. He really had the bumper on the wall through there in the car. Look how settled it is. There's no movement in the front wheels, and then pours the angle on as he goes through outside zone number 3. So right here, that's the problem. You can see his angle was very, very, very poor through there. Even through the second half, he also had a bobble in the second half of it there that's way more visible from the drone view, and then going into outside zone 2, a little bobble there as well. So I like you said, not exactly what you expect from the sort of the third person in the standings right now. You'd expect that real high quality run, and you can see him in the car showing maybe he had a couple issues there with something in the car.
Yeah, and just even not in third in points, but just Chelsea. You know, kind of goes for it, but maybe that is a calculated and a tempered approach. The smile on Freddie's face says it all. He's got a 91. He sits atop the heap, but mind you, we've only seen 2 scores, one of which is his, as we wait for Chelsea Denofa's score to come in, where he's going to land. If you haven't seen it already, the Controlled Chaos series created by Rockstar, really cool. Go to Rockstar Energy Drinks YouTube page in 83. So Freddie still does sit on top. And right now, if it ended, which far from that, he would have 3 points, which would gain some ground. That would be, you know, kind of keeping it close. But here we go. Chris the Forest Forsberg, 3-time champion, debuting the all-new Z, and I think that's why he really wants to get in the top 3 with that all-new Z, the NOS energy drink on GT Radial tires. That would be a great feather in his cap, or in his race helmet. Here we go. Initiates into the big bank, like he said. Wreckers or checkers for him. Little shimmy there. Oh, he comes out of it. Oh, that's big. That's a big blow there, and you know. Oh, that is our incomplete to our first incomplete to currently 4th in points. Wow, that's huge. That is a big shock to the system. Well, while we find out what's going on, we know it's an incomplete. Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with Freddie.
You know, every time we're realizing we're far.
Thanks, Jared. Well, we're just having a conversation down here, and I overheard Freddie. What I think I heard you say is that you have to be perfect out here, and you're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's so hard. Every time we show up here and we think we have a good setup, I think I know how to drive this track, but turns out it feels new every time. And I've been battling basically the way I want to drive the car in practice today. We've had a good setup in the car. I just haven't felt fully at home. So to be able to put down at least a decent qual run felt pretty good. I felt pretty good on the bank, botched the infield a little bit, but hopefully it'll be a good run.
Your teammate Ryan Turk out there as well. So sorry, I just missed what happened on the track. We were setting up with the interview with you, but with Forsberg, unfortunately, just got an incomplete, but your teammate Ryan Turk coming up soon. Any data that you guys are sharing?
I mean, we're on the same tire, the Nitto NT555 G2, and so we can kind of play off of each other a little bit there. Obviously, the cars are different, and we have a common we have the same parts pool, so we pick the same gears and stuff like that. So we're definitely trying to learn from each other, but at the same time, we're out there trying to beat everyone, including Ryan, and Ryan's trying to do the same with us.
Freddie, thank you so much for your time. Guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette, as we are seeing the Rain-X truck and SUV livery. Diamond plates on the roof and on the side skirts, and shining bright like a diamond plate as the silver Toyota GR Corolla won in Long Beach, not too far away from here, about an hour's drive. And that's where we kicked off the season. We ended here at the House of Drift. Let's see what Ryan Turk's got in the 4-on-1. Initiates a little shimmy there. You saw him work the wheel. You see right inside that cockpit. Big angle there from Ryan Turk. Was he high on the bank? That is what we're going to take a look at now. Into that second outside zone. Swings, fills all of that zone. Want to get that overhead shot, what we like to call the truth serum. And into that second inside clip. And fails to get all the way out to that last outside zone. You got to think Turk maybe a little gun shy. You know, he's been getting a lot of seat time, a lot of activation with Toyota, you know, doing a lot of cool projects and things. Let's take a look, that eye in the sky.
All right, Jared, nice initiation here. You can see a little bobble, 2 or 3 bobbles actually through outside zone 1 from beginning to end. So that's going to hurt him on the angle style of things through there. Decent transition through inside clip 1. It looked like his line was pretty solid going to outside zone number 2. Car looks pretty settled through there. I didn't see any wall taps that would have upset the car or anything. And you can see those front wheels pretty set through inside clip number 2 through to outside zone number 3. So right there you see a couple of bobbles. You can see those front wheels moving around a little bit through outside zone 1. And then as he comes through inside clip 1, could have had more angle there through inside clip 1. But overall, a good line, getting through the zones. So he's going to get a pretty decent score here, I think. There was nothing major in terms of mistakes. You can see he could have been wider on zone 3, probably get a couple of points knocked off in that one sector right there.
All right, so like I said, that Controlled Chaos series, Lorette had some good words there with Frederick Osbo, and it's been covering and documenting the series of Ryan Turk and Chris Forsberg, or excuse me, and Frederick Osbo, geez. An 83 there for Ryan Turk. So he does tie Chelsea Denofa as we advance on. Another new livery here, the Royal Purple Synthetic Oil BMW. Dylan Hughes winner, notably in Orlando. Dylan Hughes making sure the Momo gloves are tight and right, making the helmet. Looks like the dozer ready to throw down. Bright white Forge Star standing out, wrapped in that Falcon tire. Of course, Royal Purple in the veins. Here we go. That 2JZ powered BMW initiates into the bank. Let's see how high he gets. We get quite a bit of practice time. Unfortunately, some vehicles went into the wall. Hopefully they'll get back together, but right now Dylan Hughes keeps it clean. That second outside zone, man, that was, he just floated into that second outside zone, but the dozer dialed in. I'll tell you what, since his victory in Orlando, he has just gained so much confidence, and it is showing evidence here at the House of Drift. Well done there by the dozer, Dylan Hughes, again, winner in Orlando, currently sits 6th in points, which he will end at top 10. A great showing this year, man.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay. As he drives up to initiation, he gets pretty low, little flick, and then gets the car to angle pretty nicely into outside zone 1. See a little left foot braking through there, but the car looks fairly settled. A little bit of movement early on. Maybe not as much angle as we'd like to see through there. Coming through inside clip number 1, pretty decent angle, a little off on line. You can see a bobble entering outside zone number 2. Pretty solid through the zone though. Right at the end there, a little bobble. Maybe a little more angle through inside clip number 2, but great angle through outside zone number 3.
All right, so Dylan Hughes and our judges analyzing that run, getting notes from Lorette Nichols. She said that Forsberg said that his alternator went out. So he felt that was his best effort on the bank yet, and then it blew. So unfortunately, alternator going out. That's a bummer for him. Yeah, unfortunately, just spooky for us as we take a look here at his team. And now he goes to the not so great 8. And what happens there at knockout qualifying, what it's all about here is basically as Dylan Hughes gets an 85 and 85, he currently sits in 3rd position. What happens here is every single driver has one run, and then we take the bottom 8 drivers and re-rack them to fill the remainder of the spots. So right now, I believe we have 35 drivers because as far as the starting list, Federico Sharifo is not in the building. So keep in mind, if we have 35 drivers, we're only taking 32. That means 3 drivers are watching from the sidelines. Ken Gushi, our most recent winner from a brand new venue, Utah Motorsports campus, in that V6 turbocharged vehicle. It's a really cool sounding engine. And now drops in that Toyota GR86, the 3's racing. Now initiates into that second inside zone. Little wobble there, mid-bank. Now drops into that second inside clip and into that final outside zone. Comes out of it with angle. And there it is for Ken Gushi. Like I said, most recent winner in Utah.
All right, so as we look at the replay, you can see Gushi was a little slow getting to angle there, but on outside zone 1, running a little bit lower. We'd like to see him get higher. He did near the end of the zone, but not really at the beginning. Right here, he transitions early. You can see he transitions as he's going by the inside clip. We really want to see the cars going by the clip and then transitioning. So you get a deduction there. And then going through outside zone 2, pretty good through there. A little bit of movement in the car. The car hasn't looked settled through this whole run. You can see some movement in the car pretty much everywhere that he's sustaining angle, like outside zone 1 right there. Again, watch the transition at inside clip 1. So as he comes by, he's already transitioning as he's going by the clip. I'd like to see him hold on to that angle longer after the clip as he gets by it. And then right here as he comes to inside clip number 1, a little bit of movement in the car there as well, and then pours on some more angle for outside zone number 3.
Shout out to my boy Rutledge Wood. All right, so as waiting for Ken Gushi's score, but Rutledge Wood, if you haven't seen Flores Lava, please go watch that on Netflix. So, all right, there's an 80, an 8-0 for Ken Gushi, so not as high as he'd like, both on the bank and from the score. All right, so as we wait for our next driver, it is Travis Reeder. He's warming up those tires.
Eric Trujillo is the Arizona driver's license is at the Candy Concession Store. Eric Trujillo, Arizona driver's license is at the Candy Concession Store.
All right, Travis Reeder. He's getting Greek golf. You go to Walmart, Travis Reeder, Walmart, Reeder, ready to throw down. Got that Link Engine Management. BMW is running the LS under the hood, and he won in New Jersey. Can he do it here in Irwindale? Look at this, old red, new red. Looks red and smoky all over. Travis Reeder on track right now. Let's see the transition. Nice job. Into that second outside zone, getting close. Kind of a little bit of shimming. He's kind of doing a little hippie shake as he comes through that second outside zone. Let's back it up, and take a look at it again here for Reeder. Shout out to Luke in the building.
Nice flick from Reeder there as he gets the car to angle. And like you said, Jared, there is some movement in the car. You can see it especially in outside zone 1 here, where the car's not fully at angle comfortably. It looks like he's trying to maybe get grip, get the right angle in the car, but it's not really sustaining. And entering outside zone 2, same thing right there. Some movement in the car as he comes through the end of outside zone 2 and lines up for inside clip 2. Pretty good job through there and pretty settled through outside zone 3, but it's those big zones where you're seeing some movement in the car. And if you look at those front wheels, especially since they're silver, it gives us a little bit more visibility on them. You can see there it pours a little more angle on as he comes through the end of the zone. Transitioning through inside clip number 1, pretty good job there. Outside zone number 2, this is where you can see some movement in the car as well. And it wasn't due to any wall hits or anything, it's just the car moving around, not fully settled through there. So coming through the finish line, pretty solid at the finish line there, gets a nice drive and a nice line through outside zone number 3.
All right, so you can see Travis Reeder looks like he got a little too close to the wall. So, but here comes score. What do we got, Reeder? 87, a solid score for, look at that face. The radium hat, the link on the chest, the sparkle on the corners. Travis Reeder, again, winner in New Jersey earlier this year. And let's take a look at our leaderboard. Freddie Osbo leads the pack, and right behind him, sitting first in points, Matt Field. Travis Reeder slides into third. Dylan Hughes, Turk, Denofa, Kushi, and notably an incomplete for Chris the Force Forsberg. He will have to make his second run. We saw Odi Bakshis doing his kind of hand-eye coordination in the pits earlier. Let's see if that works out for him. Playing with the balls and now going for the walls. Here we go, Odi Bakshis. That Falcon tires, field suspension, S15. Nice angle, look at Odi. Oh my gosh, he's like practically perpendicular with the bank. That was insane. Amazing entry by Odi, let's see. Looks like he spent all his chips at on bank number 1. Could have been a little closer on outside zone 2. Now goes to 3. There we go, attaboy. Well done by Odi Bakshis, like I said. Started out really strong, I loved it.
Great initiation from Odi right here. Could have been higher on outside zone 1 at the beginning, but like you said, big angle through outside zone 1. It was just the line that was lacking through there. Nice transition, but again, kind of rotating that car towards the other direction before he cleared inside clip 1 fully. So something that we have to keep an eye on with the drivers here today. And let's watch it from the sky and see it from a different viewpoint here. You can see the angle's really solid, but the line is suffering a little bit on outside zone number 1. So Brian Eggert's definitely going to get him there on the line. And then right there, you can see a bit of a step transition too from this view as he went by inside clip number 1 and then through outside zone 2. Pretty good job through there. Line could have been a little bit deeper, but angle pretty solid. And then a solid finish over the line there at outside zone number 3.
All right, so as Odi Bakshis all right, waiting for Odi's score. You can see all the officials down there wrapping out, grabbing cameras, grabbing some data. K&N knockout qualifying score for Odi Bakshis, an 85. An 85 for that Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15. All right, Wataru Masayama, the Buy Now Japan Sylvia S15. Motegi Motors, Masayama in top 10. That's great. Top 10 for Masayama. Coming out of that start chicane. See what kind of initiation, how high are we gonna get? Masayama works his way to the top. Quick little shimmy there. Love that drone shot. It's just absolutely telling, hence the name, the Truth Serum. Now into that second outside zone. Could be deeper in angle. You can see maybe a little hesitation. I mean, when you go on towards that wall, it's definitely intimidating. Now, past that second and goes all the way out to that wall. You can see, lighten the wick, baby. Masayama, it's over, bro. We're 0, chill. Relax. Man.
He won't need those tires again. He's done his
they done.
first, yeah.
You know the tires? They did.
They did.
All right, let's look at it again here.
Masayama coming up to the initiation point. Nice little flick, gets the car to angle nicely, and then as he's coming around outside zone 1, not as deep as we'd like to see, a bit of a bobble there midway through outside zone number 1. Transitioning here for inside clip, holds that angle by the clip nicely. Good job, and then going into zone 2, like you said, a bit of an error there on angle approaching outside zone 2. A couple of bobbles through outside zone 2 as well, and then as he comes through the finish line, pretty solid. Nice line, good angle, so I think he's going to get a pretty decent score here. He's aggressive on throttle, putting the car in mostly the right places. Could be more accurate, could be a little bit higher in the zones, a little bit closer to the wall. But I like how he got through inside clip 1. And then, again, getting into outside zone number 2 there, you can see some movement of the car. So a couple of errors from him in that area.
Again, shout out to Formula Dread, watching from the Bay Area, cranking some brews. Some attitudes here at Irwindale. K&N knockout qualifying score for Wataru Masayama, an 88. Look at that, he slides into second. I'm telling you, Masayama, one to watch next year. It seems like I was talking about, you know, Dylan and his confidence. Masayama, Travis Reeder, I just love the diversity, and anybody could win. All right, so yeah, Freddie is looking good. Oh, and look at that. Also, so take a look. Osbo, if he holds on to that 3 points, he's 14 points behind Field. He bumps up. If Field gets knocked down, right? So do the math here. Again, 3 points doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only 14 points separated,
yep,
that's, I mean,
can make a difference.
Could make a big difference. Talk about another just driver that has just risen to the occasion. Look at, he's strobing out here, got the rainbow strobes, Garagistic, BMW E36 on Federal Tires. Rome Charpentier, baby. Let's see what you got. Rome was definitely not built in a day, in a season, and a win could be built here at Irwindale. Good transition there from Rome, now coming that second outside zone. Locks up that front left, a little left foot brake. See the attitude of the car, get some more angle out of it, pour some sugar and pour some angle on me. Into that final outside zone as Rome Charpentier.
All right, watching Rome drive up to the initiation point. Little flick from him, gets the car to angle nicely. Through outside zone 1, could be higher, has a big bobble right there, gets back on angle. works his way sort of a little bit higher in outside zone 1, could be deeper there. Off of inside clip 1, gets the car rotated for outside zone number 2. Car doesn't move around too much. A couple of little bobbles through outside zone 2. Like to see a little more angle through inside clip 2, but a good job on outside zone number 3. So let's watch this from a different angle now. As Rome is coming around outside zone 1, you can see him below those white lines. We'd like to see the whole car right up on the wall. Being able to see those white lines in front of the car would be preferred. As he comes through outside zone number 2, you can see that little lockup of the front left wheel. And then coming through inside clip number 2 to outside zone number 3. Off a little bit on outside zone 3, but nice angle through that area.
Shout out to my boy Carl, Players Carl, watching. And here we are, an 85 for Rome. So leaving some points on the table. Hey, how we doing over there? Section 3, yeah, that's you. Homeboy's hyped right there in that flannel. He's hyped up. Can you see us? You're on the big screen. Yeah, there you are. You can wave. Look at homegirl in the purple sweatshirt. She's hyped. Yeah, who you pulling for? You're seeing all the flags of the different countries being represented here. See the Brazilian, got the Swiss flag. We got it all.
Laser beams.
We got laser beams. They're on the, what are they? Were they on the, oh, we got laser beams. Oh yeah, you're right. I thought they were on sharks' heads.
Did you think I was lying, Jared?
Why did you come up with a British accent all of a sudden, you weirdo?
I don't know.
Mind the lasers.
I think there's a fire, maybe?
Oh boy. Oh no, full pull hole. Oh no. All right, watch yourself, watch yourself. We got Sopa.
Feed the fire.
Come on, Taylor. Tyler, get out of the car. Ah, boy. All right, so unfortunately, Taylor Hull on the start line. Don't know what happened here, but unfortunate turn of events for Taylor Hull.
We're talking about laser beams, but you can't really see them on, oh, there they are. Okay, you can sort of see them on the live stream.
There you are. I mean, but where there's lasers, there's fire right now. So full pull Hull does not take his full pull right now, and it looks like he will have to defect to his second run, joining Chris Forsberg in the bottom 8.
Yeah.
All right, so when we come back, we'll find out what transpires with Taylor full pull Hull. Don't go anywhere. Round 8, the Type S title fight. Ding, ding. Presented by AutoZone. We are here at the House of Drift, baby. Don't go anywhere.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
How does one car going wild in the mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Performance starts with each individual person and what they want to accomplish with their vehicle. I spend a lot of time working on my vehicles. It's my peace and quiet. I started using K&N parts when I got my first car, and they've always worked really well for me. Obviously, performance parts should increase your horsepower, but you don't want to lose your reliability either. So performance has to be all the way around.
Welcome to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this the Crossroads. Matt Field, the guy to beat, but right behind him, Frederick Osbo with Chris Forsberg, and then Ryan Turk sits in 4th.
It's go time. Let's do this.
These cars these days, they're so insane to drive. Oh! It's really difficult. You're kind of on the knife edge all the time.
Man, what a crazy event.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
Oh, we got contact. Oh boy.
Priority right now is keeping everything together.
Droney Baloney up in the sky. Now we're seeing your laser beams, Lantain. That's your nickname. That's your nickname.
My nickname.
Your nickname. Ryan the Laser Lantain. You got a little laser on your forehead.
I can live with that.
No, it's not good with the laser. Oh my God. Oh no, Ryan got shot. Just kidding. The Predator's been hunting you down. All right, throw it down real quick down to the Lorette. Lorette, what's up?
Well, Odie and I were just talking about the track, and it is very different from practice. And so, Odie, what are you guys dealing with out there?
Yeah, so we had our first 4-hour practice session, and the sun was out. It was a lot warmer, and then we had a break. We came back out, and man, it just feels way different. There's definitely areas where the grip has improved a lot, not just because of weather, but because of all the runs that we've been doing, all the rubber we laid down, and I swear that 2 hours, it just kept on getting different and different, at least for me. So a little shaky going into qualifying, not knowing exactly where to throw down on throttle and where to check up. I just drove hard and kind of, did my best. But yeah, I think everyone here could agree that track conditions are very different.
Yeah. And are you happy with your qualifying run?
I'm happy, I'm thankful, but I think we had better runs in practice. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Qualifying is usually like an average of your quality of, practice runs. It just kind of falls that way. So we got a lot in us, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Okay. Odie, thank you so much. Jared, Ryan?
Odie Bakshis giving us some insight there, and looks like a little bit of oil on the start line. We'll have to clean that up. But Freddie, again, currently sits number 1 position. All right, so Freddie again leads the pack. Masayama Field there in 3rd. See so looks like there we go. We got a laser show, baby. down there on track. This is, again, the Type S title fight presented by AutoZone. Thank you for their support. Just a little bit of cleanup on the start line. Dude, the lasers, man. They're getting me. Royal Purple, thank you to Royal Purple for their support. Clean up here on aisle 1. Yeah, unfortunately, we got Sopa on a Ropa with a sweeper as him and Kevin clean up. Kevin, grab a broom, buddy. Get this done. Yeah, what are you doing just standing there typing away? Rockstar Energy Drink. Remember, again, follow Controlled Chaos. So now's a great time. I talked about it earlier, but a great call to action, and for a great cause, you can win something cool. So again, supporting the Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser. And here is our United States Air Force trivia. Which U.S. Air Force aircraft can fly on the edge of space? The F-22, the MQ-9, the U-2, not just the band, and the CV-22. Which U.S. Air Force aircraft can fly on the edge of space? Which one? What are you saying? You're saying U-2? Me too. Thank you to the United States Air Force for their support of Formula Drift. So again, call to action here about our Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser. As I was saying, shelters in America are overrun in capacity in Southern California. So Matt Field wants to change this. He's raising funds for Hope Ranch in Anza, California for their spay and neuter bus. Why spay and neuter? Because each dog can have 7 to 10 puppies in a litter, right? So with 10 dogs, each dog has a litter. Now you're looking at 100 unplanned puppies. And if they don't get fixed, it's now 1,000 new puppies and the cycle continues. Since only 10% of all the dogs born will ever find a permanent home, we want to make sure there are no new and unexpected litters abandoned at the shelter. So donate for your chance to win a Matt Field prize pack that he's handpicked for the winner. Drift Cave Matt Field skate deck, team shirt and hat. With your donation, you help to save a life. The biggest donation made through the link in Matt's bio takes home his Irwindale prize pack. Join Matt and don't let the shelter be their last walk. Again, he's auctioning off his Momo gloves. Very cool. So as we are getting prepped, and it looks like Taylor's going to call a competition timeout. So, all right, and here is JTP, Justin Pollock. Let's see how gangster he gets. All right, and here, JTP throws it in. He knows this track. He's been here numerous times. Gets tight to the wall. Look at that counter steer. Good job by JTP, Justin Pollock. Oh, he transitions. Let's see that. I want to take a look at that drone. You can obviously see that fender popping off. That second outside zone now dials it in really tight on that front clip and all the way through. Just throws a brick on it, backfires, throws some smoke. JTP, Justin Pollock, doing it for the gram right there, ending strong. All right, let's take a look again. Going to that second outside zone.
Jared, JTP had a huge wall ride earlier today, and it's amazing that he got his car fixed, but you can see that maybe he's not 100% comfortable in it. A little bit of movement there in outside zone 1. You can see the fender come up as he goes to inside clip number 1 here. Kind of a lack of angle there approaching the clip, then is on a weird line, goes by the inside clip, not quite the way we'd expect. Came out of outside zone 2 early, okay through inside clip 1, but you can see the angle isn't quite there. Definitely a couple of mistakes, but you have to wonder if it's due to the damage that was sustained earlier in that wall hit and wall ride in outside zone 2. And you can see here as he transitions, that was, and like the car kind of got choked up a little bit, and then he got the car to transition for inside clip number 1. So definitely a situation where the car probably isn't 100%, but he managed to get all the body panels back on and make it look presentable and put a run together.
All right, so all that being said, he is out here. He's putting in some work. Sam's Autoland on the nose. Shout out to the boys, Sam Kaskanian, Dwight Tanaka, and the whole Long Beach crew. JTP and that signature Falcon Tire livery. don't know if you saw it, but Falcon Tire debuting their NFTs. If you've not seen them, Justin Pollock with an 82. So still a competitive score. So what I was talking about there is the Kuruma Cards NFT announced to join forces with Falcon Tire. So make sure to stop by the Falcon Tire booth tomorrow to pick up a limited run of NFT Kuruma Cards of each of the Falcon drivers. Only 50 of each, so be sure to stop by 5:55 sharp. All right, so here is up next. Mike Power, that brand new livery, looking glossy, baby. That Type S S15, look at that, knocks off his back bumper. Does affect the attitude of the car, but I love the aggressiveness. Mike Power, you know, he's won here in Pro Spec, so it'd be a great accolade for him to come out strong. He knows how to get it done. Again, banging that back bumper. He's running the tattoo livery with the chains and the barbed wire, so why not get in the mosh pit, baby, on both banks? Throwing down some heavy metal, backing it in on, you can see minus the lights. He's had a tough week, so throwing it in there, baby.
Yeah, definitely using this outside zone 1 wall as a bit of a barrier to keep him in the track. You can see bumping off the wall multiple times there, a couple of bobbles on angle. It did affect him. Going through inside clip number 1, transitioned a little bit early for outside zone number 2, and you can see another bobble and then a wall tap that causes another bobble. Maybe not as much angle as we'd like to see through inside clip 2, but a good job on angle through outside zone 3. Maybe a couple points off there, or 1 point off on line potentially from the line judge on that outside zone 3 area. I'd like to see him deeper early in outside zone number 2, but definitely got all the way out to that wall with a wall tap that caused the car to bobble a little bit there. So we're gonna have a couple of deductions for line and angle and potentially style as well.
All right, so unfortunately, Taylor Hull, he did call a competition timeout to get the car up and running, which is an interesting approach. You know, you get one competition timeout through the entirety of the weekend. That's today and into tomorrow. He chose to use the comp timeout, but now he's unable to make it, so he goes to the bottom 8. So he'll have to rerun and join Kazuya Taguchi, who got into the wall earlier. So incomplete for him, incomplete for Taylor Hull, and Chris Forsberg with that incomplete. So there's already 3 drivers in the not-so-great 8. All right, Mike Power coming back into the pits, awaiting his score.
I don't think Taguchi had a wall hit earlier. I think it was a mechanical problem that happened in outside zone 2, and he wasn't able to make his first run.
No, he hit the wall like big, and his frame rails and all that.
I was misinformed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so Kazuya earlier in practice.
Yeah, I saw the oil and everything. I didn't realize there was a wall hit after the oil thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I didn't know.
Yep, it's okay. Yep, so a 78 there for Mike Power. And you can see, Sansa points in style, 30 points available, so 9. The attitude of the car really getting disrupted, so a big bummer there. So a 78. So Mike Power, who's running for and currently leading Rookie of the Year. Stookie sits in second. He's kind of like that meme, that dude behind the tree going like this. Okay, what's going to happen next? Let's see. All right, Brandon Sorensen, he loves this track. I was talking to his sister, Amanda. She says, this is his favorite. He knows how to get down. He's on the sim a lot. Him and his family constantly racing. Amanda, his sister, competes in Pro Spec. Here we go with that United States Air Force. BMW initiates into the bank. See a little tap into the brakes. But look at that, very settled. Comes out of that bank. Big angle from Sorensen. Oh, look at that nasty snap. Woo, into that second outside zone. Big angle there from Brandon Sorensen. Light it up, man. Well done by the young man that is Brandon Sorensen. Well done, bud. Take a look at the different angles here. We kind of got different shots. Let's take a look.
All right, as Sorensen gets to angle, big flick from him here, and you see he gets to a high degree of angle. Just a little movement in the front wheels right there, but overall, great job on outside zone 1. a little bit of a bobble on the second half as he exits. Great angle through inside clip 1. Goes into outside zone 2 pretty aggressively. Great line through there. Good angle as well as he comes through inside clip number 2 and big angle through outside zone 3. Maybe just slightly off the wall at outside zone 3 there, but stylish run from him. You can see he's being pretty aggressive and really letting the car kind of flow quickly from angle in one direction to another. So big snappy transitions, especially right there going to outside zone number 2. Really nicely done there. Didn't get to the wall right away, but definitely got to the wall through the latter half of outside zone number 2. Through inside clip 2 here to outside zone number 3. Great job from this young driver.
All right, so Brandon Sorensen awaits his score. Getting that bird's eye view. Again, Brandon Sorensen throwing it down. Getting birded out like in Singapore, right, Ryan? 87. So, you know, kind of missing some points there as far as line goes. 33 out of 40, 27 out of 30. So, line. There's Ryan Turk. There's Biddies. There's Greg. Yeah, all up and close and personal. Greg Bussell, spotter for Nick Novak. Oh, come on, Biddies. It's a family show. Pick a winner. Oh, look at that. So this is where those points. So Field is out of grabbing points in qualifying. Again, if Osbo stays up there, he will gain 3 points over Field. That would close the gap from 14 to 11. 11 points would separate 1 and 2. All right, the mulleted one, business up front, party in the rear. That's what he's got to do is put that rear end up on that wall. Let's see what the Rad Industries Gear Wrench Toyota Supra on GT Radio Tires got. This is Radical Daniel, a.k.a. Rad Dan. Whoa, buddy, big angle, throws it out there, has to take some out of it, and drops down low, get low. Is that a chaseable run? That's what it comes down to, Ryan, and that's he goes through. I'm pondering. Let's wrap out here. He hits that inside clip and does a good job on the second. Is that scoreable?
I think so, Jared. It looked like he was carrying momentum. He just dropped down low. His tire went over the bottom line, which is the inside line, basically
take a look
outlining
here.
The course. So if you watch his initiation, he gets the big angle. So that'll be the problem right there. As he goes low, he stays on the course, but I think the big problem is going to be the angle that he achieved and the slowdown that occurred there in that point. So that is definitely an on-throttle area. That is an area where you need to maintain momentum, and showing it from the drone really highlights how much he slowed down as the car over-rotated and he was attempting to stay off the wall, and he ended up dropping down pretty significantly. But I think the big problem is going to be that massive decel in outside zone 1 at big angle.
And there it is. It's an incomplete. So that will be an incomplete for Rad Dan Burkett. Jonathan Hurst will be up next. So there's Rad Dan. He is going to the not-so-great 8, as I said, joining Taylor Hull, Kazuya Taguchi, and Chris Forsberg. All right, this AZ Rags Cash Racing BMW, the pride of Paducah. I love saying Paducah. It's just a fun word to say. Say it with me, Paducah.
Paducah.
There you go.
Pride of Paducah. That's pretty satisfying to say.
I know, right? See, I told you. Just rolls off the lips. Ready to go to market. Here we go. Pride of Paducah. Jonathan Hurst, the BMW. He got to the wall earlier today in practice, but he's up and running and gunning. Let's see, we got the Hurst. The Hurst is on fire. One of the loudest cars with the shotgun bang. What's up with that thing? I want to know. How do you swing? Goes into that first outside zone, firing off. Listen to this thing. Holy cow. It's not even 4th of July. Into the second outside zone, risking it. Nice job. Ooh, Hurst gets out of the angle a little bit. Oh my God. Drum roll, please. In that final outside zone, Jonathan Hurst, always entertaining. Just a jovial cat. Oh my gosh. So, not obnoxious, but just
fun.
Rowdy.
Really fun.
Real fun.
Real fun for the whole family.
Yeah, just go ahead. Do you like hearing? But wait, there's more. Let's take a look. How's the line, angle, and style, Ryan?
More of a straight line approach to initiation here, but you can see car pretty settled through outside zone 1. If you're not distracted by all those flames coming out of the hood. Low angle there as he goes from outside zone 1 to inside clip 1, kind of off of inside clip number 1 as well. A bobble there as he enters outside zone number 2 and then gets the car settled through the majority of outside zone 2, but he's got that big bobble entering it. Maybe a point or two off there through outside zone 3 as he wasn't as tight as we'd like to see. But right there through outside zone 1, pretty decent job. Not a lot of movement in those front wheels. Pretty set. Right here is where the angle reduces a little bit as he goes to inside clip number 1. And then bobble there as he enters inside clip number 2. So overall, pretty good run from him, but we're going to definitely see some deductions for those errors through zone number 2 and approaching inside clip number 1.
There we go. We could see that car is taking a licking, but keeps on ticking. AZ Rag, Brian Tooley, Haltech. See all the sponsors there. And Hurst with a 78. A 78. That LS Turbo vehicle. All right, the Enkei wheels go round on Michael S.'s vehicle, the FCP Euro. Bill Stein, Liqui-Moly BMW. The former champ, that is Michael Essa. There we go. You can see a little rub in there. Got the throttle sticker on the side. Throttle, official partner of Formula Drift. Check them out. THRODLE Throttle. And there go the Enkei wheels leaving the start line. How are they going to spin? The GT radials wrapped around him into that big outside zone. Initiates, drops down. Ooh, looks like he's struggling to keep it up. What is he fighting right now?
Yeah, that sounds like a mechanical issue where the power wasn't being put down anymore. You can see him, I think he was clutch kicking through outside zone 1, and you can see him kind of like steering down to get the car at angle, and it just wouldn't happen for him, unfortunately.
I mean, we're seeing, Chris and Essa, former champs, Kazuya Taguchi, a previous winner, Taylor Hull has so much momentum, and Dan Burkett, if I can recall, last year had an amazing Irwindale for him. So, unfortunately, just the incompletes, getting some mechanicals, and I think maybe that, touching on it is Odie earlier, talking about how the track is transforming. Temperatures are dropping, a lot of rubber's being laid. I think that's going to be a big factor, not only tonight, but also tomorrow night.
Yeah, the grip levels are different than what they've been used to today. And also, this is the last round of 8 in a season where cars have been beat up pretty badly, and it takes its toll, right? So we're going to see if cars are maybe having a hard time making it through to the end of the 8th round of competition.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's about attrition, and that's where, like I said, a game of inches, close to the wall, but also, getting your mind right, making sure your car's 100%. There you can see not Field, but Essa. See Lorette kind of listening in. All right, so Essa will defect, and he'll go to the lower 8. Right now, Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones, that evil AutoWorks Nissan Z. The Prisma Labs Nissan 370Z, added that. And that starts chicane. Ready to make some noise right here in his backyard from Southern California. Dr. Jones. Hey there, Jones. All right, transitioning past that inside clip. Kind of a lift there to let it float into that second outside zone. Now, pours on the smoke and that throttle. Jeff Jones crossed the finish line, hammering down. Okay, Jeff throws a little added flair like TGI Fridays.
Nice job, Jeff. Outside zone number 1, pretty decent job here. Very little movement in the car. You can see he was a little bit lower entering the zone, but worked his way up very high through the majority of that zone. Decent job through inside clip 1. Decel there in the momentum zone, the decel area pretty well. And then he's a lot of left foot braking through outside zone number 2, but getting the car positioned where he needs it to be. And nice big angle there through outside zone number 3. Yeah, we don't get to see a 360 every day, do we, Jared?
No, we do not. That's the old Sam Hubinette there. The old drift you later, dude. Man, that car, he's a little banged up there too. Hey, there we go, attaboy. Jeff Jones, he's been out here quite a bit. He's doing a lot of cool events, the Hot Pit Fest and all these different events going down here at either Irwindale or the Orange Show. So a lot of cool events happening in all the different areas across the country. You know, it's great. Everything's opening back up. Saw Nick Knack, the young kid from
so
from
tall
Latvia.
now.
I know, I know. Saw Nick Knack's in the building. 84. That's an 84. All right, let's throw it down to Lorette. Lorette, what's up?
Well, we saw Michael Essa with an incomplete. He said that the boost dropped and he has no power. Right now he has the laptop open in his car and looking at data. Michael, what are you finding?
Yeah, same thing. So all the power dropped, the boost cut, 100% throttle position, and the engine was just basically running normally aspirated, so probably 300 horsepower. I don't know what's going on, but we got to dig into this data here and see if we can figure out what's causing that. It doesn't look like a mechanical thing, it looks electrical, but we got to figure it out. So,
Michael, thank you. Guys.
Thank you, Lorette. And that's when I appreciate when Lorette wants to. She's in there. She's in the trenches, and Michael's like, let me focus. But that's your job, Lorette. I love it. Thank you. All right, getting the nitty gritty. All right, here we go. Daniel Stuckey is in contention for being Rookie of the Year. The M-Spec Performance S chassis. Stuckey sticking it to the wall. Stuckey stuck it into that first inside clip. Quick little transition on the inside clip now to that second outside zone. 1,000 in, could be a little closer there. The menacing red lights on underneath. Now past the inside clip and then into the final. Nice angle there. So it could have been a little deeper in the second outside zone, but again, I saw Stuckey earlier today. He's just a good vibe, good flow. There we go, taking a look at it again from the overhead, the aerial.
All right, Stuckey getting the angle here. Pretty good job through the beginning. You can see wavering on the angle there. Line not as high as we'd like to see. Works it up by the end. Transitions here, and watch, his transition's very early. He's almost transitioning by the inside clip, so definitely not what we want to see there. It gives a sense of safety to the driver as they're rotating earlier for outside zone 2. The later you rotate for outside zone 2, the scarier it is. Definitely going in there at 75 to 80 miles per hour at a wall. So if you get transitioned earlier, you get yourself settled and get yourself situated before you get into that zone. But we do want to see the car transition later in there after the inside clip. You want to go by the inside clip with the nose of the car, more or less, not the fender as you're transitioning. So he'll get deducted for that for sure. Not the commitment we want to see through that area.
Daniel Stuckey, how we doing, buddy? Look at that. Again, he's in contention for Rookie of the Year. He'd love to gain some ground on Mike Power, depending on where he lands. And we've seen, Prospect Championship go, somebody lose it and somebody from forward jump up. So a 78. So obviously not gaining points, but does get a score. Now keep in mind, he is actually, him and Jonathan Hurst both have a 78. And actually, coincidentally, Mike Power has 78. So we do have 5 drivers already in the not so great 8. So right now he would actually be in the not so great 8. He would be in the bottom 8. But we have a little more than, or a little less than half the field left to run. And here we go with Dean Carnage Carney, the Hyper NFT.io. The metaverse is now on the track, baby. All right, Dean Carnage Carney, that signature Dodge Viper of his. Carnage, big angle from him now, comes into that inside clip. Could have been a larger degree of angle, but no, man, goes into the wall. Wow, how he saved that is beyond me. Minus the tire, drifts past. Wow, that could have been a lot worse.
That looked like a pretty big hit, Jared. We got a tire debeated there. Driver's right.
Travis Reeder, cheers, brother. There you go. You can have an adult beverage now. You're in the show.
All right, you can see Dean Carney getting the car to angle nicely through outside zone number 1, getting high on outside zone 1, dropping off a little bit near the end there, but overall pretty good job through there. Transitioning, I had a bit of a hesitation by inside clip 1, but this is the issue right here. Bobble in the car, hits the wall, straightens up. Unfortunately, that'll be an incomplete for him through that area, and they're gonna have some damage to repair on the car. It looked, not sure if there's going to be suspension damage right rear. You can see the tire debeated, but definitely going to have to reattach the taillight and that whole rear panel and all. So you can see the car kind of understeering a little bit there. It looked like the front end wasn't quite gripping the way that he wanted it to. Bobbled a little bit and then got into the wall. Managed to finish the run, but he did straighten right after the hit right there. You can see it kind of opposite drifted slightly, and then he got back to angle, but it's sort of too little too late in that situation as the car had already straightened up after the hit. So that'll be an incomplete for Dean Carney.
All right, so I'm seeing a post here. All Irwindale tickets are sold out for both Friday and Saturday. So you didn't get your tickets. Hey, guess what? Stay with us here on the live stream today and tomorrow. So again, tickets are sold out. All right, so an incomplete for Dean Carnage Carney. He'll try to strap together that Dodge Viper, and he'll all hands on deck for Carnage and his HyperNFT.io team. Man, look at that. Chewed up that wheel.
Yeah, the wheel is not the prettiest.
That could have been, thanks, a famous man said that. That could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
That could have been a lot worse.
His quick hands kept the rest of the car off the wall.
His quick Irish hands.
Yes.
You want to go? You want to throw hands?
I hear he was quite the hand thrower in his day.
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. There is that second outside zone. That is a menacing wall when they transition. And, yeah, you could see, man, I just saw the photo. I didn't see it, but Pollock, he hit hard in that second outside zone. You could pull up the photo. Shutter Slayer put it out there. And
he rode the fence. There's rubber on the pole for the fencing around there at about Brian's eye height.
Have you ever seen the video game Rocket League?
No.
He Rocket Leagued it.
Okay. I'll take your word for it, Jared.
It's like a car soccer game. It's pretty dope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Car soccer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think those two would go together. Top Gear did it, but I didn't think they made a video.
No, but like they fly. It's pretty dope. All right, let's go down to Lorette Nickel real quick.
Yeah, so I just wanted to catch up with Mike Power because he said he was having a little bit of a challenging day today, and ultimately you were happy with the ability to put down the qualifying run.
I'm honestly happy I did a lap and didn't die. I hit the wall really hard, like a couple times, but we really didn't have the practice that we wanted today, and that plays a huge role in qualifying, and you don't know the result that you're going to get, so it came down to my spotter telling me just go hard, and that's what I did. I made it out alive. I got scores, and hopefully we're one and done. I really don't feel like doing it again, but I will if I have to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're so glad that you're okay. And right now, leading the charge of the rookies, is that on your mind at all?
Yeah, it's definitely on my mind. It's something that I really want for myself, but at the end of the day, I got to focus on Irwindale. I got to focus on this weekend and just how I do, because if I put all my focus into the results here, that could help me get the Rookie of the Year. So I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with the points I have. I still need to work as hard as I can right now.
Mike, thank you so much for your time, guys.
All right, Nick Novak on track right now, that CoroWorks BMW. Big angle there from Nick. We saw him deliver on that first bank. Comes off of that second outside zone, though, unfortunately. Shout out to Tyler and the CoroWorks family. Greg here in the building. And I know Tyler was trying to make it out here. Don't know if he is, but we got you, bro. We got your back, supporting you. Let's take a look here. Let's walk us through it again as we get some insight there from Mike Power. But right now, it's all Nick Novak.
Oh, that was a heck of a transition at inside clip number 1. I want to see that again. You can see he's off the line a little bit there. Could be higher up on the wall. Right there, a little bobble as well. But watch this transition.
Bang.
Unfortunately, it puts him in the wrong spot. You can see not a whole lot of angle there in the front wheels as he gets to the beginning of outside zone 2. Doesn't really fill it at all until the latter portion, and only gets about halfway into it on that second half.
All right, and remember Nick Novak, you know, he lost his roof that one year.
Yeah, that started a whole new rule.
Oh yeah, he raised the roof. All right, there's Dean Carnage Carney, living up to his name. Still a smile on his face. All right, so we can see that back left corner, but he slapped the right side, so it might have shifted something. But Simon Olsen, Norwegian Drift champ, and that boost race fuel. There's a 78 for good old big dog Nick Novak.
Another 78.
Simon Olsen. So there we are looking at Simon Olsen and his 2JZ powered Toyota Supra. All right, coming up, and again, a Norwegian Drift Cup champion. He's again comes to us from Norway. Him and his family operating that series. And oh, Dean Carnage Carney lost his handbrake on the wall. So it goes up, and that's a bummer. But glad he salvaged it. Here we go, Simon Olsen, boost grease fuel, Toyota Supra. Initiates into the bank. Come on, don't be scared. Get up there, Olsen. Get up there. Come on, get up. Now transitions past the inside clip. Let's see what kind of snappiness we got here. Tempered approach. That second outside zone. He's throwing down. You can see the attitude of the car. He is squatting. Man, didn't skip leg day. He's squatting for sure. Simon Olsen powers through. Definitely could have been higher. I mean, it's intimidating that first initiation and going towards, you know, that wall, this iconic track. Yeah, getting some notes here from Lorette about Dean Carney. We'll get to that in a moment. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, Simon Olsen, as he comes up to initiation, gets the car to angle, but not a lot of angle at the beginning. You see some movement there. He's not really high on the bank. You can still see some movement in the car as he gets through the second half of outside zone 1. Transitions here for inside clip 1. May have transitioned slightly prematurely there. A little bit quick on the transition at inside clip number 1 instead of past it. And then midline through outside zone number 2. Good job through inside clip 2 to outside zone 3. But you can see there, the angle isn't ideal. The line isn't ideal in outside zone 1. Works it up a little bit higher in the second, very much near the end there, but transitions a little bit early at in clip 1. And then you can see here through outside zone number 2. About midway through that box. Inside clip 2, pretty solid, and outside zone 3, pretty nice line through there, and angle as well.
All right, so there they are. Both the ginger beards. Gotta love that. 79 for Simon Olafsson. 79. So, unfortunately, Federico Sharifo not able to make it. Shout out to Fedi if you're watching. We'll see you in Long Beach, if not sooner. Maybe see you at the SEMA show. All right, our eyes and ears down on the ground in the pits. Lorette Nickel, what you got cooking?
Well, he told me that he was right on the bank. He pulled the handbrake and had to abort the run. Dean, what happened?
Yeah, we're just after having one of those seasons, unfortunately. But when we got out on the start line, we realized the handbrake was not there. It was taking a couple of humps actually to wake it up. And I think we done a pretty good lap up until that point. On the inside bank, I tried the left foot brake just to correct the front of the car. Got a little bit heavy on it, and then I picked up a bit of understeer and didn't have the tool then to get me out of jail. So ended up eating shit in the wall, but we'll get it fixed up and back out for the bottom 8.
Dean, thank you. Jared, Ryan?
Sorry, kids. Sometimes we just get a little expletives there, but just being honest, being candid. And all right, so there you go. Looks like it just had to abort. All right. And Jonathan Castro, Jordo Metal Dom. Thank you so much, Lorette Nickel, giving some great insight. And I just love getting those stories. You know, it's just all about perspective, and she does a great job. All right, Jordo Metal Dom, Jonathan Castro from Dominican Republic. I can see the smile on his face right now. Big angle. That great look at Toyota GR86. Look at the posture of the car. The attitude seems to be really dialed. And when this car came out, you know, they built it for the, like, they thrashed to get it done right before the season began. Papadakis Racing Camp, and a great run there from Castro. Good, smooth, you know, dialed in approach. I think that'll be good. All right. What do we got, Ryan? What do you think?
You see Castro here getting the car to angle for outside zone 1. Good job on line, getting up to the wall. Couple of little bobbles there from him while he's in the zone. Overall, though, good job through that section. Coming by inside clip 1, maybe not the most angle through there. Off on line a little bit as it goes to outside zone 2. Some slight movements in the car, but overall settled inside clip number 2 to outside zone 3. Pretty solid through there as well. So that outside zone 1 area is where you can see some movement in his car. I'd like to see him a little bit more settled through there. And then inside clip 1 is where I think he went a little more towards the side of speed as opposed to angle through there. Like we tell the drivers in the briefing, we're looking for a nice balance of speed and angle through that area. We don't want the drivers running too low of angle with high speed, and we also don't want them running too high of angle with low speed. It's got to be a nice balance of both because this has to transition into a tandem run.
All right, our K&N knockout qualifying continues with Castro with an 82. Way to go. Way to go, doing it for DR. See you in the show tomorrow, Castro. Look at that smile. Such a handsome devil. All right, take a look at our qualifying leaderboard. Freddie sits up top. Masayama sits in second. Look at that. Brandon Sorensen, Field knocked down in fourth. Reader, Charpentier, Bakshis, Hughes, Jones, and Turk. All right. And here we go. You can see Yves Meyer. Yves Meyer in the building. Toyota Gazoo Racing representing Switzerland, hence the Swiss flag in the stands. Got the heat wave flowing. Down to that first outside zone, big angle, he taps that wall. Look at that, firing off. Now Drift Cave, Matt Field's team operating this vehicle as well as Masayama. Oh man, coming that second outside zone. See a little left foot tap, got him nervous a little bit. Puckering up is Yves Meyer. Now into that last outside zone, slides it on in. All right, so Yves looking good.
And this is Yves' first time competing here in Idar-Windale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he couldn't make it out in 21 because of COVID, or 20 because of COVID, and last year he sold his car before he got here. So here he is, first time competing. You can see him getting up to outside zone 1, tapping the wall a little bit, but didn't disturb the car too much. Would prefer to see a nice smoother arc through there, but got through there clean overall. Getting into outside zone number 2, not as deep as we'd like to see him through there, and you can see a little bit of movement in the car as well. A little bit lower angle through inside clip number 2 than we'd like as well, but decent job at outside zone number 3.
And there, taking a look inside Eve Meyer's vehicle, getting the cameras on, locked and loaded. Like I said, Drift Cave, which is the Matt Field shop, they operate on this vehicle of Eve Meyer as well as Wataru Masayama. So, and obviously Matt Field's car itself. An 82 for Eve Meyer, that's great. Oh, I'll tell you what, she's got all the dirt. And right now she is with our current points leader, Lorette Nickel. Who do you got down there?
Well, of course, I have Matt Field. And Matt Field, you said you have to respect this track completely. And do you feel like you're doing that?
I'd like to think so, but maybe I'm not quite respecting the other competitors, seeing I've been running into people a lot so far today. But yeah, Irwindale's one of those places where it will bite you, it will hit hard, and you have to push so hard to do a solid lap. That looks epic out here, and that's what we're all searching for, is that epic lap. So it's a fine line to dance.
Yeah, and so with that contact, is that you trying to make a statement to the other drivers?
Nothing about statement, just trying to figure it out up here. Trying to see how far you can push, how far that line is, how fast some of these other guys are, and how slow some of these other guys are. So just trying to push now so that when we get into battle, I try to do everything right.
Okay, and I also want to publicly thank you for doing so much work for Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary and trying to raise funds for them. Matt is trying to make sure that shelter dogs do not have their last run, their last walk in the shelter. So Matt, thank you so much for that.
You know, my dog Cooper, she's a rescue. And I know that you have way too many rescues on your plate. And I know that Jared has a rescue himself too. So it just feels good, right? We all want that loving puppy, but it also feels good to know that you're doing something special for this. Because when I learned from you that 2 million pets are getting euthanized, I was like, man, that just breaks my heart, because I couldn't even think that our little Cooper going down that route. So we've teamed up with also One Rack, and they're actually a nonprofit, and they're going to be donating dollar for dollar for every donation that gets made there. And I'm actually putting together a sick prize pack, like stuff from Irwindale, gloves, some shoes, some Momo stuff, probably a skateboard, a bunch of stuff, and we're actually going to auction it off live on my Instagram, or not live, but on my Instagram. The highest bidder, that's going to go right to the charity and hopefully rescue some of these animals. And I mean, like, that to me feels like a small amount. That's like easy for me to do, so I can't even imagine what you're going through, taking on all those animals. I wish I could, but maybe not ready yet.
Well, Matt, thank you so much. And what he was referring to is I'm a doggy foster mom, and I have too many dogs in my house, but I appreciate, yeah.
But it's okay.
Matt, thank you so very much. Jared, Ryan?
Thank you so much. Some great insight there and a great call to action. Let's now, speaking of call to action, let's talk about Ryan Little's run here. Ryan keeps it on the bank. So what he does here is he initiates. He starts out strong. You can see him could be a little higher, but unfortunately drops down. You see him make a quick little correction there, but he works it back up. So Ryan Little, that power stop brakes. Now, oh, look at that. That was really aggressive. Now he transitions into that second outside zone. You can see him just kind of massaging it into that second outside zone. Could be deeper, but I think just, you know, given, doesn't want it incomplete. Keeps it off the wall. Not a safe run, but I think, like I said, just kind of dialing it back, making sure you're getting the show. You can't win in qualifying. You see the front wheels kind of correct, but he does get it back up on the bank. So Ryan Little, the 909, pilot of that power stop brakes, GT Radial S15. Literal puts it down for his town, being from the IE. So a good run there for Literal. And looks like his score quickly comes in, a 75. So again, we got quite a few incompletes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full incompletes. So down on that bottom, I believe that 75 puts him in a precarious position, talking about Ryan Literal. Next up, Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins, the Facetto Nissan 350Z. Coming to us from Minnesota. Actually, I was just out there, Becker, Minnesota. You didn't call me, Alec. I was out there for Nitro Rallycross. Here we go. Initiates into the bank. Choosing that right line, and look, he works it up high. You can see that back hatch actually flex. Now into that first inside clip, big angle there. Nice job for Robbins. Liking the way he's driving right now. Good degree of angle. And brings in that last outside zone. again, when Alec came in as a rookie, he just came in with just such a fervor and just such an aggressive style, and I feel like he's kind of harnessing that, and he's really kind of, I think, just getting a little more refined.
Yeah, and you can see he's getting more confident and consistent as well, getting the car to angle nicely, not high on outside zone 1 initially, but gets up to the point where he rubs the wall right at the end of the zone. Nice transition here through inside clip 1, hangs onto the angle nicely through there. Decent transition coming back to outside zone number 2, gets out to the wall and then leaves the wall. So he kind of peaked and then left again. So it wasn't in deep, got all the way to the wall and then came back out again. So let's watch outside zone 1.
AutoZone Mustang RTR, Spec 5D. Let's see what LZ's got. Again, got a lot of fans here. He's got a signature shirt. I believe Bumpkin Jr. here. He's watching the captain, boss man. All right, here comes Adam LZ. Let's see what he's got for us. Goes into the bank, initiates. Big angle from LZ. Nice big angle. Could be a little higher. See him tapping that brakes. Look at that. Listen to that exhaust note. Hammering now into that second outside zone. I mean, very consistent. You can hear it all the way through now. Woohoo! There we go. Drags bumper on that last outside zone. Would love to see Adam qualify high. I think that would be a good confidence builder for him. And, you know, coming into this round, sits 30th. You know, his maiden voyage being part of the RTR camp.
Yeah, nice initiation there from LZ. You can see he's running pretty decent angle. Little bobble right there, but I'd like to see him deeper in outside zone 1. Transitions the car here for inside clip 1. Maybe transitions a little early for outside zone 2. We'd like to see him hang on that angle, use the front of the car by inside clip 1. Little bobble there through outside zone number 2. And then I think that's the deepest we've seen anybody in outside zone number 3. Kind of scrape the bumper there on the wall through that zone, which is it's tricky through that area. You got to get yourself lined up early for it, leaving outside zone 2 essentially to get yourself on the right line. So pretty decent job from him here. Not as accurate as we'd like to see though. Not putting the car all the way deep in the wall. Pretty nice little tap on inside clip number 2, but great job in outside zone 3.
All right, Adam LZ, that AutoZone Mustang RTR, the signature fade. Let's see if he can find his way into a solid position in head-to-head. 83 and 83 with that vintage Ford Racing hat. Nice job there for Adam LZ.
Zed. He's Canadian, is he?
LZ, or it could be Kiwi.
Okay.
But he's not. He's from Connecticut, I believe, originally. Now Floridian. All right, so there we are, Darren Kelly. Great looking car, the heart of racing, Aston Martin. Speaking of Kiwi, here's a Kiwi. Look at that, we willed it. All right, speaking of will he make it into the show? Darren Kelly. He initiates, drops down. You can see the blue smoke. That's not oil, that's the Type S lights lighting up the smoke. Now past that inside clip, shimmies away in the second outside zone. Great looking, unique vehicle. Big angle there, looks a lot more comfortable on that second flatter bank, and then brings it to that final outside zone. The heart of racing, a road racing campaign, obviously, and obviously drifting, I should say. Chris Stewart from Grid Life in the building. How we doing? There's who we got? Is that Colette? That's Colette Davis. She's Adam LZ's girlfriend. Cheering him on. But let's walk through Darren Kelly's run.
I think the issue at the beginning of this run for him may have to do with the grip level change that everybody's experienced. It looks like mechanically the car is fine. You just expected it to be not as grippy as it was. So definitely had an issue there through outside zone 1 on line and angle. Got better through the rest of the course, but that's going to definitely hurt his score pretty significantly since outside zone 1 is a pretty important part of the track. That big, huge bank area outside zone 1 where he was lacking angle and line as well.
All right, there's Adam doing his job, filming himself for his fans, letting you know what's going on. The smile on his face kind of says it all. I think, you know, he's happy to survive Irwindale, and you can see the RTR team help him out. You can see Chelsea right there, and Adam LZ, their nose-to-nose Ford Mustangs. Right now, the Lone Rotary Renewable Lubricants, Kyle Mohan Racing Mazda Trix RX-8. And there's a 68 for Darren Kelly. So tell you what, Ryan Literal kind of breathing a sigh of relief, or I don't know just yet, because a 68 is definitely the lowest score right now. So again, a second shot, knockout qualifying. And here is Kyle the Menace Mohan. Looking at the driver's list, there are 4 more drivers left. See what Mohan's got for the House of Drift. Look at that, slides on up. Well done by Mohan, big angle. Mohan in this RX-8. Love to see Mohan battle it out. Oh, taps the wall, stays in it. Definitely disrupts the attitude of the vehicle, but continues on. Tell you what, nice solid run for Mohan outside of that wall tap in that second outside zone.
Yeah, he was putting down some pretty good runs in practice today, and he's carrying it into qualifying here, but did make that error in outside zone number 2 that's going to cost him for sure. Gets the car to angle pretty well in outside zone number 1. A couple of little bobbles there, but overall pretty good line through that area. Transitions for inside clip. Number 1, you can see he's off the clip a little bit, and then right here as he goes into outside zone 2, loses a significant amount of angle there as he taps the wall, comes off the wall, you know, line-wise as well. Gets through inside clip 2 to outside zone 3 pretty well. But of course the main issue is going to be that outside zone 2 wall hit that caused him to lose angle and kind of get off of the right line at the same time. So pretty great job through outside zone 1 though. You can see that line getting up high. And this is the error right here. So as he transitions, you see him getting into the zone and then tapping the wall there. Didn't go fully straight, but definitely lost a significant amount of angle.
All right, Mohan awaits his score. Four more drivers left, and then we'll re-rack them and stack them. Right now, Kyle the Menace Mohan with that 80, an 8-0. So a great run for him, puts him in a 17th position. Nice job. And let's see what next up. We are seeing Ola Jaeger. Ola Jaeger. And Ola Jaeger, Japan Auto. Another Norwegian driver, the Norsk. Next in tire, Toyota Supra. Initiates. Solid. You can see him locked and loaded. Great looking livery. I love always sucker for white. Now past that inside clip, big angle from him. Would have been closer there, kind of comes out of an angle on the transition. Second outside zone. Now past that inside clip, good job by Jaeger. And brings it across the line. Definitely some room for improvement in certain areas, but Shine, I like that final flick in that last outside zone. Let's look at it again. Break it down, Ryan.
Ula coming up to initiation. Nice flick from him. Outside zone 1, not as deep as you'd like to see. Angle was a little bit lower than pours some on and then pulls it away partway through there. So definitely going to lose some points on angle through that area. And then right there from inside clip 1 to outside zone 2, big issue on angle through there. You can see that he really pulled the angle back or held it back from letting the car rotate from inside clip 1 to outside zone 2. So that's going to be a deduction on style, and on the X Factor side of things, and on the angle for actually entering the zone the way he did.
And we are looking at Ola Jaeger's Supra, that Mark IV. Got a quick call to action. What are we seeing here? All right, and then Jaeger's score coming in a 75, a 75. So again, knockout qualifying, or K&N knockout qualifying, will take the lower 8. Obviously that includes the incompletes, which we have 6 of. And then we'll see if our final 3 drivers, including Joao Berillon, Barbarious Drift, Monster Energy driver, the Sheriff. Let's see how this Corvette handles this track. Joao Berillon, he's definitely pumped up on the power. Looks like hey, if you haven't already picked up your official Formula Drift gear, be sure to go to shopfd.com or here in the pits. Pick up your independent round. I know I picked up a sweatshirt for my wife. I got a t-shirt for my youngest. A variety of gear, hats, lanyards, stickers, skateboard decks. Be sure to go to shopfd.com, available at every FD event. Or again, shopfd.com. Let everybody know you're a Formula Drift fan. Wear the gear. Pick it up now. All right, just checking the track. All right, so all right, here we go. Joao Berillon, third to last driver. After this, we got Joshua Love and Trent Beecham. All right, Joao Berillon from Brazil initiates into the bank. Look at that. Yo, the Sheriff comes into town, pops open that hatch by hitting that wall. Now slams back into that. Whoa, buddy. All right, so unfortunately, Joao, Joao.
Wow.
Wow, baby. So unfortunately, that will be an incomplete for Joao Berillon. Oh man, can you feel the heat down here? I mean, you can feel it up here. Are you feeling it down there, Lorette?
It's nice down here. It's pretty cool, but Darren Kelly, I know, would like to turn the heat up a little bit, but he's experiencing a loss of power. So, Darren, what are you dealing with here?
Yeah, so it's not a problem we've had all this weekend.
It's so loud, guys. We're right next to the burnout box, but they can hear you. The mic will pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a problem we've had all weekend. It's just as I left the line here, had a little bit of a misfire, and all the way through turn 1, had a bit of a misfire, so it was really down on power. Caused me to drop down off the bank and sort of shallow the angle to maintain drift. The rest of the section felt like it was pretty good. Still got a score, but
my goodness, Joshua Love in the start, so loud right now. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, so still got a score. Not sure if we have to run again yet or not, but we're hoping to get on top of these little issues. But aside from that, the car's been really good this weekend. We had a little issue, mechanical problem in practice. But prior to that, the car felt really good. Was doing some chase runs and felt comfortable. This is a really cool track and one that I really look forward to driving. So hopefully we can get through in qualifying and be in battles tomorrow.
Okay, fingers crossed for you, Darren. Thank you for your time. Jared, Ryan.
Thank you so much. Like I said, that was the heat I was talking about, the heat in the ears. But such a cool car there that Darren Kelly's got. So Josh Love has got that Jasper Keys Big Duck Club After Hours Autosports. Always a good time. All right, spraying a little nitrous. Josh Love leaves the start, second to last driver. Let's see what Love's got. Transition, big initiation there by Josh Love. Good angle from him. Let's see him work it up higher. Yes, he does. Man, look at that angle there, Ryan. Well done. Let's see him snap over, past that inside clip. I want to analyze that. I want to break it down. Looks like he got thrown offline that second outside zone. Take a different perspective now. Fills that last outside zone, could be closer. The transition past that first inside clip, going from the bank, the big outside zone 1 into inside clip 1. Let's take a look at this, because where he's at when he goes past the inside clip, walk us through it, Ryan.
Yeah, the inside clip is that's an area where you need to be at angle for the, pointing in the right direction at inside clip 1. So if you watch his car here, he transitions so early, it's almost like an opposite drift as he goes by. He's pretty much straight going by the inside clip. You're supposed to go by the inside clip with the front right corner of the car, and here you can see it's basically the side of the car going by inside clip number 1. Not exactly the way we want to see the attitude of the car by that inside clip. The back right of his car almost not hit, but came really close to the inside clip. So it's not ideal. Yeah, we'll just have to look at that individually from each judge. They all want to judge it, so we're gonna do that. But let's have a look at what our points are going to be.
All right, so the big thing here, Frederick Osbo still leads the pack, 91 points. 1 driver left, Beecham, to knock him down. That would be 3 points. Again, the gap coming in was 14 points between Matt Field, our points leader, and Frederick Osbo in that Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. 14 points separate him. Well, Field, he's outside looking in as far as qualifying goes, because again, number 1 qualifier gets 3 points. Masayama currently sitting on 2 points, and then can't remember who was sitting there in third, but there are the points at stake. That's the competition points. That's for the win, second, and Sorensen currently sits in third. So again, the big thing here is if Beecham doesn't knock out Freddie, who sits number 1 in points, that gap of 14 points will get minimized to 11. All right, so here we go with Trenton Beecham. Josh Love with a 72. It was a 72 for Josh Love. We have 7 incompletes, and right now I believe Darren Kelly with a 68. He was elaborating in the loud scenario. He would join those 7 incompletes if Beecham needs a 69 nice or higher in order to lock in being in head-to-head competition. All right, so here we go. Trenton Beecham, our final driver on their first 1 run and potentially done. Trenton Beecham, that Clonex LS powered Ford Mustang. Clonex Nexen tire Ford Mustang. Now into that second outside zone, you can see him firing off. Lacking the angle, not exactly on the right line for Beecham. Takes out that inside clip, and we got sparks, we got flames, holy cow, we got a whole fireworks show. That's an exclamation point of a way to end our first runs. So again, 1 run and done for some, but 8 drivers will re-rack them, stack them, and track them for their second qualifying run. But remember, keep in mind, we have 35 drivers. That means 3 drivers are going to be watching from the sidelines as we look at it again here, Lontaine. Again, 69 or better locks them in for head-to-head.
Yeah, a bit of a step transition for Beecham. You saw him kind of do a flick and then still have to pull the handbrake to get the car at angle. Leaves outside zone 1 early, is on a poor line approaching inside clip number 1, and transitions too early for outside zone 2, and then not fully getting into outside zone 2. Hitting inside clip 1 and then losing angle there, not getting even close to outside zone number 3. So definitely has some issues either with the car or just the setup in the car right now, not putting the car where it needs to be.
All right. So again, 1 run and done for some. And we will see, again, here's notable names that are guaranteed to be in the not-so-great 8. Chris the Force Forsberg sits 4th in points. He's going to have to take a second run. Kazuya Taguchi, winner earlier this year. Taylor Hull, Dan Burkett, Michael Essa, Dean Carnage Carney, Joao Barrion, who was on to a great start, and one driver. We'll find out. Is it Beecham? Is it Darren Kelly? Again, Darren Kelly sits on a 68. If Beecham has a 69 or higher, got a 69 or higher, he is locked in. All right, so awaiting in the wings, Darren Kelly, and scores are in, and look at this. With our final driver, a 63. Darren Kelly breathes a little bit of sigh of relief. He will see head-to-head competition, but Beecham, so again, so Frederick Osbo delivers. He needed to get that point jump, and he did, and insult to injury for Field, he gets that 3-point gap. Crazy. So Osbo, our #1 qualifier here at Irwindale, can he go back-to-back as a champion? Now the gap is close to 11 points separating Matt Field and Frederick Osbo. He'll be in that top left bracket. Who he's going to go against, TBD. But, all right, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, take a look at the bracket. 4 is down on the bottom right.
I don't remember, Jared.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm just trying to work out all these scenarios. So, again, you're seeing the incompletes. We have 35 drivers. That means 3 will be watching from the bleachers tomorrow night. When we come back, we will see our knockout qualifying in full effect. Thanks for joining us here at the House of Drift. This is the Type S title fight presented by AutoZone. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it is our not-so-great 8. Who's going to be in it to win it? Who's going to be watching from the bleachers? We'll find out when we return.
At Royal Purple, we develop synthetic lubricants that outperform on reliability, performance, efficiency, and sustainability. From the racetrack to the cul-de-sac, from on the clock to the ship dock. For the highest performance now and protection for the future. No matter what drives you, Royal Purple.
Performance starts with each individual person and what they want to accomplish with their vehicle. I spend a lot of time working on my vehicles. It's my peace and quiet. I started using K&N parts when I got my first car, and they've always worked really well for me. Obviously, performance parts should increase your horsepower, but you don't want to lose your reliability either. So performance has to be all the way around.
The first time you try Pedal Commander, you'll feel oh yeah.
Welcome to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this the Crossroads. Matt Field, the guy to beat, but right behind him, Frederick Osbo with Chris Forsberg, and then Ryan Turk sits in 4th.
It's go time. Let's do this.
These cars these days, they're so insane to drive.
Oh!
It's really difficult. You're kind of on the knife edge all the time.
Man, what a crazy event.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
Wow.
Oh, we got contact. Oh boy. Priority right now is keeping everything together.
At Royal Purple, we develop synthetic lubricants that outperform on reliability, performance, efficiency, and sustainability. From the racetrack to the cul-de-sac, from on the clock to the ship dock. For the highest performance now and protection for the future. No matter what drives you, Royal Purple.
Formula Drift is brought to you by BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift, the synthetic expert. Rockstar, the official energy drink of Formula Drift.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Formula Drift Irwindale. We are in the midst of wrapping up this amazing season, and I have Adam LZ standing here with me. And Adam, when you finished your qualifying run, Chelsea DeNofa came over, of course, with a slice of pizza in his hand, and you guys were talking about your scores. Both of you have an 83, but you were really concerned because you wanted one more point in style than over him, right?
Yeah, it would have been cool to get a higher qualifying score than Chelsea, but it's pretty cool to tie at this track. I had a little bit of shake-up in practice and widened the car up. Both corners were completely destroyed, and the team got it back together. So it definitely screws with your brain a little bit, but I went out there, I kept it safe, and put down a lap that got me in. So I think we're in like 13th, which isn't bad.
Yeah, for sure. And you looked really confident out there. Would I be accurate in saying that?
Yeah, I was pretty confident, yeah.
Okay. And what's leading to that? Is it the setup? Are you feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, these cars are animals on this track. The setup is amazing. Like, they've turned so many laps at Irwindale, and I think for me too, we had the double header here the first year that I did Pro 1, so it feels like I have 2 extra years at this track compared to some of the other tracks on the circuit.
Okay, and so dialing in the setup in the car as well, are you feeling like you're one with the car?
I wouldn't say one with the car, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great insight.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Guys.
Lorette with all the info. Man, love that Lorette's here for qualifying. Normally we don't have her here, so I think it's just great insight. The drivers, you know, a lot of them seem to be cool, calm, and collected. LZ, the smile on his face says it all. We're ready to go. The not-so-great 8 that I've so, you know, lovingly, it's knockout qualifying. You know, somebody asked me earlier, I did an interview, and they said, you know, what's the hardest part? I said, trying to make everybody happy, from the fans and even to the drivers. Here we are announcing, you're judging, you know, an unenviable job, but it needs to happen. You know, not everybody gets participation trophies, you know what I mean? We got carbon fiber trophies, and then we got the championship, the heaviest of them all.
When they asked me what the hardest part was, I said shutting up. Trying to jam too much talking into a short period of time.
You think so?
That's my problem. I just can talk and talk.
Really?
You want to talk, Jared? We can talk.
I'm good. All right, here we go. So Chris Forsberg, who's currently sits 4th in points, again, his alternator went out on him on a bank. He said that was the best initiation he's had on the bank today, and then it shut down on him. So, all right, he works his way to the top, taps the wall, and that all-new Nissan Z, the NOS Energy Drink Z. So we have 8 drivers, only 5 will in advance. Wow! Works into that second outside zone. Forsberg would love to be in the top 3. That's how I'd love to end it. Okay. man, save some for the rest of us. Absolutely firing. You know, I would say the only downfall was line on initiation. He eventually got up there. You know, you kind of want to start and finish high up there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it again. You said you could talk, Ryan, so talk to me more.
There we go. I think that was his biggest error, like you said, not really getting high on outside zone 1. You can see he's below those dotted lines that we have there for the majority, and then when he does get up, gives the wall a little tap. Didn't disrupt him too much, but it did slightly. Coming by inside clip 1, pretty decent job there. I think he was off slightly on line, but great job going to outside zone 2. It shows a lot of confidence and a lot of commitment going in that aggressively into outside zone 2. Great angle through 2, the inside clip 2 to outside zone 3.
All right, here we go. Waiting for Chris Forsberg, the 64. Waiting for his score. And here it is coming in. So, all right, now he can't finish any higher than 28. So an 89 for Forsberg. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's right. So the highest any of these 5 drivers will be 28th position. So again, we're taking the not so great 8, re-rack those 8 drivers, and only 5 because our drivers list says 35 drivers. Do the math. So what it's going to equate to is 3 drivers will be watching from the sidelines. That's Kazuya Taguchi, the Up Garage ISR Performance. He won earlier this year. That was in Seattle? Seattle. Yeah, he absolutely, right? Seattle? Oh no, Kazuya Taguchi, oh, that's a belt, bro. Oh no. So Kazuya Taguchi, the belt coming off. So Kazuya Taguchi calls a competition timeout. Don't know exactly which belt that is, but that hurts, man. That's a shock to the system. So NGK competition timeout, you get 1 and only 1. Do spark plugs timeout? Of course they do. Hence NGK spark plugs. So high ignitability. Be sure to check out NGK spark plugs, as Kazuya Taguchi calls is NGK competition timeout. So no power.
Yeah, you can see Jerry walking over there with the belt in his hand. Definitely disappointed. They've just fixed the car after whatever happened with the dry sump issue, the oil. I don't know what happened there. Then the crash. They finally got it fixed, got him to the line, and then the belt comes off. So definitely a discouraging series of events, but you know, they're going to try to work on it, get it fixed, get him back to the line, take that comp time out so that he can get a second qualifying attempt on there, or an attempt in the second qualifying runs, try to get himself on track, get himself in the show for tomorrow's competition, because if he can't get this run down, because he forfeited the first run, he would not be in the show tomorrow. So this is do or die for them right now.
Oh man, so there is the 5-minute clock. Once they get hands on the car, that clock starts. So 5-minute allotment, NGK competition timeouts. There's Jerry Yang and the team working on the car. He's had a successful year. Kazuya Taguchi just unfortunately got into a fight with a wall. I fought the wall, and the wall, oh, that's a scratch. No way. Oh, Kazuya Taguchi knocked out. Well, I'll tell you what, some of the, he gave this signature throat chop. You saw that, we're out. All right, so Kazuya Taguchi is a scratch. Well, a couple of the other drivers are breathing a little sigh of relief, making their job a little easier. So now Kazuya and 2 drivers will be watching from the bleachers tomorrow. So Kazuya Taguchi, 0-0. We're cleaning up some oil. And again, with Kazuya losing what we think is the dry sump belt. So, all right, clean up the burnout box. We got a little oil. So Sopa on Aropa be pushing that broom.
Putting that mustache to work right now.
Dude, I must ask you a question. All our Formula Drift staff here, they're rocking mustaches. Pat, what's the occasion for the mustaches? Tradition. When Formula Drift slides into Irwindale, the House of Drift becomes the House of Stashes.
Yeah.
This is the House of Stashes. Yes, how does it feel? 10,000 souls. All right, if you haven't caught the latest episode of Controlled Chaos, be sure to follow it and watch it. Rockstar Energy. As we are cleaning up the track, Controlled Chaos documenting the 2022 season of the Rockstar pilots that are Frederick Osbo, defending champion, and Ryan Turk. Welcome to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this the Crossroads. Matt Field, the guy to beat, but right behind him, Frederick Osbo with Chris Forsberg, and then Ryan Turk sits in 4th.
It's go time. Let's do this.
These cars these days, they're so insane to drive. Oh! It's really difficult. You're kind of on the knife edge all the time.
Man, what a crazy event.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
Oh! We got contact! Oh boy. Ferrari right now is keeping everything together.
If we can come back for an interview with him.
You with Freddie, got a smile, signature smile on his face.
Well, guys, we are with Michael Midyett. He is the crew chief for Taylor Hull. And guys, there has been a complicated series of events to get him on the line. And if you will give us a rundown of what you guys have been experiencing.
So at Salt Lake, we got a new blower, and we tried to put it on. We had the wrong snout for it, so we went back to the other one. But we had to take it off 4 or 5 times that event. So I got here yesterday, and we got the new blower installed. Everything seemed good. We went to the drag strip, had some fun, and of course, today, our first lap, we throw a belt. And so we put another belt on, throw a belt again, and do it again. So we go through about 6 belts. And there's about an hour left of practice, and we had to make a hard decision to put the old blower on. And we got that done. Everything seemed fine. He went to go to a burnout before his qual lap. Perfect. But of course, right before his qualifying lap, it caught on fire. And after they cleaned it up, he blew the jack shaft belt off, which requires all the belts to come off. And it's just not something you can do in 5 minutes. So we just got it back together, and we're going to send it.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate all the explanation and the hard work that it took for Taylor Hull and the team to get on track. Hey, Michael, show us your hands. I mean, you guys have just, you are full of adrenaline. These guys were on the ground. They were working so hard. David Carey over here as well. So Taylor Hull now pulling to the line.
Lorette telling the unsung heroes stories. See David Carey down there. Photographer working with the Asphalt Anarchy boys. All right, so there is Taylor, full pull hole in his Corvette. Again, got to the line. Fire was everywhere, and no, he's not making s'mores. He's trying to make some s'mores points as the comp cams, Edelbrock. You can see the Liqui-Moly vehicle, Wild Willie's beard oil. Let's see what we got here for a full pull. Taylor Hull, let's get a full pull now, bud. Again, Hull from Sonoya, Georgia. Let's see what we got. All right, Taylor Hull initiates into the bank. Nice job. There we go. That's the angle we're looking for. Full pull, Taylor Hull gets it. Oh, no! Shuts it down. Oh, man. Gutted. Taylor Hull shuts it down after leaving that outside zone 1. That will be an incomplete. So Kazuya Taguchi and Taylor Hull. One other driver will join them on the sidelines. Who will it be? Still up, Dan Burkett in the Rad Industries Gear Wrench Mark IV Toyota Supra, Michael Essa, Dean Carney in the Viper, Joao Barrion in the Vet, and Trenton Beecham. So, what a bummer. So the belt broke again. Mrs. Hull, Tamara, his wife, let us know. So Taylor Hull, just a great guy, lovable character, him and his family. Just a all-around good dude. Gotta love flying that Georgia flag, but just unfortunately, the belt being thrown again. Looks like some more fire. So unfortunate for him. So let's make sure there's no oil on track, see where he's at. He pulled off immediately, which is good. But we will check that out. Ryan, crazy turn events, pretty smooth. You know, outside of, you know, we saw Taylor Hull's fire, little things here and there. You know, the wall claimed some victims earlier. We saw that photo of Justin Pollock pop up on our social media. So, hey, guess what? Join us tomorrow for game day, baby. That's right. The Type S title fight presented by AutoZone tomorrow, 2:45 for top 32. We have our break, and we're back 7 p.m. live, top 16. So tune in tomorrow when we come back. That's right. More Formula Drift action. Who's going to join the other drivers in top 32? Lasers are on. Smoke's machine is screaming. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Deanna, Ryan Lantain, your tour guides. When we come back, more Formula Drift action. Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force. Aim high. Type S, official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support our performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
How does one car going wild in the mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance. Engineered for predictable handling and stability, the RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown, Jr. Come join us.
When you have a lot of money tied up in your transmission and differential in your car, kind of like I do in this one, this is a must-have. Royal Purple Max Gear High Performance Gear Oil. Even under severe squeeze film conditions caused by sudden shock, extreme high loads, or low RPMs, Max Gear helps reduce bearing wear. I am pretty sure we put this to the test more than anybody else. Slippery, synthetic, and complete with Centerlick technology, Max Gear reduces wear and friction, which allows your gears to run smoother, quieter, cooler, and longer. Drift tested and ready for your gears. Royal Purple Max Gear.
Hey guys,
guys, I'm Nadine, the founder of Throttle, and I'm interested in getting into drift and finding out what kind of drift car do I need. So I thought I would ask professional drift driver Taylor Hall. So Taylor, I know that last year you were running a Cadillac, and this year you chose a Corvette. So how did you make that decision, and what do you think I should do? Should I go for like an S14, S15? What do I do?
So for us, to answer the first part of your question, I made that decision based basically on support. So when I had the Cadillac, I or someone I contracted had to build everything for the car. You know, there is no YSFab that makes an angle kit for that car, or anybody really that makes anything that's directly bolt onto that car. So I definitely recommend find a car that there is a lot of aftermarket support for. The reason I switched to the Vette is it has a ton of aftermarket support. Great basic platform chassis. It has a ton of mechanical grip straight from GM. This is their street race car. Obviously watched Matt Field have a lot of success, and he sort of figured out some of the growing pains with the car for everybody else and paved the way for Corvettes. And we're American guys, and we like the LS platform, so we're like, you know, that seems to be the choice for us.
So from what I hear, cost is a factor.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something that you definitely need to consider when trying to determine what type of drift car you want to get. You know, realistically, and be honest with yourself, what's your budget? And another big thing that I recommend to anybody that asks me that question is, if you're just getting into drifting, don't build a car. It's not saying don't upgrade it, but don't buy a bare shell, and don't buy a car that's already running and tear it all apart and think you're going to make everything better. Buy a car that already at least runs and drives. And another good shameless plug I'll say is if you can't decide, come to Drift University. We've got 3 or 4 different cars. You can try them all out. We've got a 350Z, a BMW E46, a Chevy Corvette, and a Mustang.
So if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
So first you can go to the Throttle app, of course, and then you can go on YouTube and search Taylor Hull. You can go on the website and look up the Drift University, and we're basically on all the social media platforms.
Awesome. So make sure you get in touch with them and you find out exactly what to do when you want to start drifting. Thanks, guys.
Laser FD. That's right. We got 5 more drivers. Got 5 more pilots. And one of those will unfortunately be joining Taguchi and Hull. The heat is on the streets. Party in the back. Radical Daniel. That Rad Industries Gear Wrench Mark IV Toyota Supra. Always a great looking car. Let's see what we got here for Rad Dan. No matter how good the car looks, he wants to look even better in head-to-head competition tomorrow. The Pedal Commander burnout box, warming up those GT radial tires. All right, let's see what Rad Dan's got. Mark IV Supra. Pulling to the line. All right, clean up the track, and we are prepped to go. Matt Sopa saying, send it, buddy. All right, let's see what we got. Rad Dan. Pin it to win it. He initiates, he drops low in the bank, needs to get higher. At this point, it's still chaseable, but it's just offline. Now, looks like he gets into the position. Whoa, works into that second outside zone. Finds that really well done. Dials in, barely nicks that inside clip. Could be deeper on that last outside zone. So kind of start to finish, bookend, a lot of opportunity on that front end, but once to get a score on the board.
Nice initiation here, but then drops way down. Misses outside zone number 1 entirely. A little bit low angle near the end of outside zone 1 as well. As he transitions here for inside clip 1, good angle there, but then as he transitions back, you can see him withholding angle in the car. He wasn't letting the car rotate to the full angle that we'd like to see through there. Not fully filling outside zone 2, hitting inside clip 1, hitting inside clip 2. I don't mean hitting it as in attaining it, I mean hitting it as in physically making contact with it. And then not fully wide on outside zone 3 as well. So definitely some mistakes there from Dan Burkett need to clean that up for tomorrow if he wants to have success in tandem competition.
Oh man, unfortunate. Essa is calling 5. All right. And so Michael Essa is calling his NGK competition timeout. And he has to. He has to at this point. Dan Burkett waits a score. But Essa, if you can recall, or if you're just tuning in, Michael Essa was loss of power. I mean, 1,000 horsepower, under boost, all that. You lose boost, that's NA. That's 300 horsepower. So what a bummer. So a 71 for Dan Burkett. So not guaranteed that he's in. All right, so the hypernft.io. So again, Essa uses his competition timeout. Dean Carnage Carney pulls up to the line. The Dodge Viper lost his handbrake, goes, pulls, yanks on the brake, nothing. Fortunately, he kept it off the wall. That back right hit and saved it. So that was he got lucky there. Now he's going to need a lot more luck on his side. Let's see what the Irish pilot's got for us. This Dodge Viper, oh, he taps the wall. He does get a little out of shape, but continues on. Dean has just been such an aggressive driver this year. Fires off the SRT10 Dodge Viper. You see the attitude of the car just bouncing, hitting switches. And now approaches that inside clip. Right now, outside of that wall smash, it did affect the attitude of the car, but I think overall, man, he seems to have just this aggressiveness that really has come on strong this year. Let's take a look at it again. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
Yeah, he did a nice flick here to initiation, but didn't get the line quite right early on. You see a little bobble right there, a little wall tap that causes him to lose some angle, and then drops off line as he approaches inside clip 1. Bit of a lift there, I think, at inside clip 1. He didn't really stay on throttle as we'd like to hear or see through there. And then off of outside zone 2, decent job on inside clip 2. Not as much angle through there, but a decent job on outside zone 3 where he did have more angle. And there you can see the clock ticking for Mike Essa as his competition timeout time is dwindling down, but he is getting his helmet on, so maybe, is that a good sign?
I think that's a great sign. I mean, you know, the driver at this point has to get ready, has to get prepped, fire that thing up, get ready, and there you can see the arm restraints. Those are utilized for you know, when they don't have windows, so your arms don't go flailing if there was an incident. He's fired it up. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. You can see Lorette doing some dirty work down there. 76. So it looks like he will lock in. Dean will be in the show tomorrow because he has 2. He is higher than obviously the 2 incompletes and the 71 of Dan Burkett. Here we go, Joao Berillon, the Monster Energy Barbarious Corvette. 8 drivers, only 5 will advance. And look at this. This is how he started on his first run, but when he snapped around on his transition, he overcooked it and burnt the meatloaf, but right now, looks like he holds on to it. Ma, what's she doing back there? Well done there by Joao in that second outside zone, tight to the clip. Could it be a little tighter? And okay. Now we're cooking with fire, literally as the fireworks go off when he crosses that finish line. He needs to be better than a 71. So a 72 or better will lock him in.
Joao's looking pretty solid here, looking comfortable in the car. Big flick to initiation. Got to angle nicely and big angle early on in outside zone number 1, but then taps the wall and loses a significant amount of angle there as he transitions. You can see it's a step transition in and out from inside clip 1, so some deductions for sure there. A lot of left foot braking through outside zone number 2, where you can see some movement in the car. And as soon as he lets off that brake, you can see the car rocket forward. You can see he was really holding the car back there with his left foot braking. As soon as that brake light came off, the car rocketed forward. So we don't want to see that too much. We don't want to see the car's speed being controlled with the left foot brake. It's supposed to be used to sort of rotate the car and position it a little bit, but not slow it down that significantly. So that's something that might come into play tomorrow in tandem if he continues doing it.
All right, you could see Dean Carnage Carney thanking his guys, getting it together. So there he is. Fist bumps all around for the 43. All right, so getting some insight here from his team. S is having boost issues. He's raised the tire PSI, gonna try to make a run. He's gonna try to get it together. Let's see what he's got. He says tires are up and we're gonna pray. So let's see what we got. So right now, again, 72 or better gets you in the show, and 83 for Joao Berrion. Joao is in the mix. So Essa and Beecham. Right now, Dan Burkett, Kazuya Taguchi, and Taylor Hull, they're looking on the outside in. 72 or better guarantees you in the show for Essa and Beecham, our final 2 drivers. Michael Essa, FCP Euro, Liqui-Moly, Bilstein, the Enkei wheels on the corners, wrapped in GT radial rubber. Let's see what Michael Essa's got. Like he said, he's gonna just throw it in. Slay and pray. Let's see what we got here from Essa. You obviously see, could be higher. Just wants that 72, get it in the mix, then find out where the gremlins are inside this vehicle, this BMW, the former champ that is the gentleman, Michael Essa. Second outside zone, hits that second inside clip, and the final outside zone. Essa rips across a traditional start-finish. Is that enough? Again, 72 or higher. We have 2 incomplete, 8 drivers in that not-so-great 8, 2 incompletes with Taguchi and Hull, and Dan Burkett with that 71. Bears repeating our final round of the 2022 season here at the House of Drift.
Yeah, I think his biggest deduction is going to come online in outside zone 1. You can see him getting the car to angle. He's in the zone early, but falls off. He drops down pretty low. His ankle's pretty solid through the majority of the corner, but line was definitely suffering there. He's off of inside clip 1. Good job on the rotations through there. The car's not significantly faster than, or as fast as you'd like to see. It's kind of lacking a little bit of that X factor maybe. He's driving the car very well. He's on throttle. He's committed everywhere, but there seems to be a little something lacking, and it may be due to the lack of power and the lack of ability to be stylish. You know, he just, like you said, wanted to complete a run. He wanted to get a run down and get some points on the board.
All right, here we are. Ron Baugh watching. How we doing? 777 style. Oh, look at this, a 76. A 76 for Michael Essa. So, again, Burkett on the bubble. 1 driver left, Trenton Beecham. You can see Taguchi Hull. So, again, it all comes down to this for Burkett. High fives, there's Michael. There's the team. High fives all around, and there's the Michaels. Just throwing his hands up like, all right, it worked, right?
I didn't have any grip, so it never loaded it up enough to like do a boost cut, I guess.
Did you hear him talking about? I never had any grip. That's wild. So he's just skating. Last driver, Trenton Beecham, next in tire, Clonex. Let's see what we got for Southern California's own Trenton Beecham. So a 63 was his first score. He needs to put down a 72 or better. Let's see what Beecham's got. He gets tight to that wall. He comes out of drift a little bit, gets shaky. Transitions down that second outside zone. Taps the brakes. All right, Beecham on that second inside clip, brings it across the finish line. Seeing some sparks fly off those front brakes. Now, coincidentally, our final driver, the Ford Mustang, but keep in mind, it's got an LS under the hood, so it's bipartisan.
As he gets the car to angle, he's not achieving the level of angle that we'd like to see from him through here. The line, he ends up working up high, but you can see those bobbles. Definitely having an issue with the car, having an issue getting the car positioned. So it may be a power delivery issue or a suspension setup thing, but he's definitely having a hard time driving this car. He's getting it around the track, but not accurately, not precisely. It's definitely lacking in terms of angle and line. The X factor doesn't seem like it's there either, so this score may be fairly low right now.
All right, so our final driver, a 72 or better, will lock it in, and unfortunately that would knock out Dan Burkett. So 35 drivers coming in. Our bottom 8 have to fight for not getting knocked out. So Kazuya Taguchi and Taylor Hull are for sure, just with the incompletes. And again, Dan Burkett with a 71. Let's see. And Trenton Beecham gets a 68. Dan Burkett by the skin of his tires. Trenton Beecham is knocked out. So there you can see in the gray, Beecham, Taguchi, and Hull. So Dan Burkett will go against our #1 qualifier, Frederick Osbo. And you can see Forsberg gets that #1 spot of the bottom 8. He wants to get in the top 3, but right now he's happy to be in the mix. But yeah, so Joao Barrion, Chris Forsberg, Dan Burkett, so and Dean Carney, congratulations to them. Exciting event. Craziness ensues, and again, it's great to have Lorette Nickel with all the insight. Man, look at that smile, Lorette. What's going on with Michael Essa?
Well, we were just chatting about what was going on, and that was so stressful. Yeah. What is the problem? Do you know?
We still don't know. So basically, we had a lot of grip in the car. It felt really good, but in the last practice run, we had an issue. It was still drivable, and then we went into qualifying, and we thought we had solved it, but it wasn't the problem. All the power was gone. All the boost dropped off to vacuum, so 0 boost. Not sure why. And we just aired up the tires. We turned the boost down, and it worked. I don't know, that's because of the loading, and the amount of load in the tires basically is how much boost the engine wants to make. So I was just kind of pedaling through it the whole time, really sketchy, really slippery. We bumped up the pressure a lot just to try to make it through, and it worked out. So that was wild.
Yeah, it's amazing it worked out. We're so happy for you, but when you don't know what the issue is, what are you going to work on fixing tonight?
We're just going to have to tear into the car, check all the mechanical stuff that could, affect it, and just really look into the data. So everything that ECU is doing to control the engine, we log, so we can see everything that's going on, and maybe there's some sort of safety that's kicking in or something, I'm not sure.
All right, well, we are crossing our fingers for you and wishing the best of luck. I hope you find that issue tonight. Hope you get some rest. Michael Essa, thank you very much. Jared, Ryan.
All right, well, there it is. Look at that. Our #1 qualifier, Frederick Osbo, 3 points richer, closing that gap from 14 first to second, closing that to 11. That is huge. That is absolutely massive for Freddie. And again, with Matt Field, our current points leader, getting 4th, that's 0 points for him. So again, the bracket, I believe bottom 4, they could be on either side of the bracket, which would make for an interesting scenario. Again, the championship is up for grabs. Our final round, 1 and 4, they could meet in the 16.
Yeah.
They could meet in the 16.
Right. So they're going to be on the same side of the bracket, just in different quadrants of the bracket, right?
They could meet as soon as...
Oh, no, they'd go to...
No, they'd go to 4.
Top 4. They both have to make it to top 4 to hit each other.
That's the soonest that are, Frederick Osbo, second in points, and Matt Field, leader in points, they'd meet in final 4.
Right.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Well, an action-packed day. We're not coming back today because we're coming back tomorrow. Again, join us at 2:30. That's when I'm going to the dentist, too. Dad jokes. I'll be here all weekend.
Tooth hurty.
Yeah, that's right.
I get it.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us out here. Everybody's rolling their eyes. You can hear it over here. The House of Drift. That's right. Ryan, thank you so much, brother.
Another great night, Jared. Look forward to tomorrow.
Yes, sir. All right, this is the Type S title fight presented by AutoZone. I'm Jared Deander. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. And that time, 2:45 actually. I missed my dentist appointment. 7 p.m. is Top 16. We'll see you tomorrow here at the House of Drift. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. Bank.